Okay, so hello and welcome back. I'm Arumba. Thank you for joining me. Let's continue where we left off, shall we? I didn't even close the program, so we're just gonna kind of hook into the game and keep playing where we left off because I didn't want to stop earlier, but I kind of had to, so could use a few new icons, I think. Brilliant strategist, tough soldier. I think that it's just an art thing, temporary, you know. When I see that icon, I immediately think force limit, and it does kind of usually apply to that, but not always. I was not prepared for another 90 seconds. So, okay. Here's the thing I'm looking at right now, is that Brittany's already on low enthusiasm. England's on medium enthusiasm at 8, and there's a pretty good chance that they are going to want to just do a white peace on both sides soon, if we can get the war score close to 0. The game plan is, pray that army just sits there. Are they disloyal, or is there some reason he's not helping? Yeah, he's disloyal. Sweet. He'll just sit there then. Awesome. Thrator, 3-month prime resub. You rock. Let's do this. We're gonna totally win this siege. It's gonna be glorious. Defenders desert. Hey, that's pretty good. We got +2 siege status. We'll take that. Nice. How long are our siege ticks? 15 days. That's pretty good. Nice. Cross your fingers for these sieges to not fall, because that would be swell. If they could just, you know, not murder the lovely people that live here. We have 160,000 dudes are living here, and they are, like, gonna die soon. Because that guy's not very nice. He's not nice. Looks like Albrecht has issues with manpower as well. This province is a level 1 fort. We were just kind of moving around blocking them from training more derps. They've got a derp coming out on the 7th of January, so we got about a month. That's probably a regular troop. We don't have to move yet. You know what I think I'm going to do? Is we're going to park that guy there for a second, and we're going to move over and get started on the war goal. I want to block as many provinces as I can for occupied and besieged provinces, but I think getting started on the war goal is far more important. Supplies shortage, that's not good enough. Okay, cross your fingers. Damn it. I said there was 160. 20,000 people just died. That's god-awful. Bribes are growing more accepted. No, it's not my capital. My capital's at negative 78%. That thing is not going anywhere. Look at this. 9.5% attrition for the French. They don't want to be a part of this. They are not interested. The French have learned that Provence means business. 21% chance. Damn it. Didn't take it. Alright, come on, guys. Roll well. Please. Please roll well. We need to end this war very quickly. Or we're in some serious trouble. Okay, what are we going to get here? We got a status quo. That's not good. Alright, 28% chance. If you don't look at it, then it's less likely to make you upset. Only 40,000 derps live there. And see, they didn't even take it. They couldn't take it. It's impossible. Impractical, even. Why are all of the expansions so expensive? That has nothing to do with M&T. They're not that expensive, but they have a cost associated with them because Paradox needs to make a profit in order to keep making games and pay their employees. It's actually pretty simple when you break it down. So that's going to be Brittany trying to make us do stuff we don't want to do. Provence will be forced to give Brittany 10% of their income, and we will pay 6 ducats. I say to you, oh, ouch. We would also lose an extra 25 additional prestige due to signing a separate peace while having more than negative 20 war score in the first 36 months of war. Huh. Yeah, no. Arquism, 17-month, tier 1 resub. Yeah, they did this new tier system. I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's cool, kind of, because people who do the higher tier subbing, the revenue share gets better. So that's cool. But, come on. Dude. Been here for like 2/3 of a year. That's forever. Forever and a day. Thank goodness that this siege is going quickly. Now, he is, unfortunately, training more men. But if either of these fall, I think we're going to immediately see Brittany slip down to low enthusiasm. Well, he's already at low, but like slip down to a point where we can actually take a piece. Why France is just completely ignoring everything that's happening and parking his entire army on my capital, where he has a grand total of 29% chance of making actual progress, I don't know. But that's what he's doing. Nice wall breach, yes. Ooh, this is interesting. This is the first time I've actually looked at this. Ordering an assault will be costly in lives, and it only costs 2 military points, down from 5. There we go. Okay, so we have that. I don't really want to fight him. I think we just want to spread out up here. Portugal was actually sieging that province with 9,000 men. That was a bit overkill, I think. Hopefully the greater noble levies stop dying soon. Oh, right. We need to get our leader there. Speaking of the greater noble levies and not dying, we should have them go and be the guy that moves away. Hopefully they'll suffer a little bit less attrition that way. Unless they get stack wiped by the 1 stack. Meanwhile, 57% chance that this thing... just don't fall, man. 28% chance for the war goal? No. And Brittany's thinking about it. Leave Brittany alone. No, I will not. So we have negative 20 war score, because we still don't have the war goal. And negative 12 from the actual war goal. And in the provinces, I show Guyana is worth 3.7 and La Brit is worth 3. Lea Maurus is worth how much? Lea Maurus. Worth like 2.1. DJ Duddles has subscribed using Prime twice somehow. Sweet. No, the game doesn't stop every 20 minutes due to a crash. It's actually been quite stable. Outside of a crash that was probably my fault because I was like tabbing out of the game doing a bunch of other crap when it was trying to like load all the estates and stuff. It hasn't crashed at all. I've found a few localization issues and a few other problems, but no. 57% chance. Yes, we have it. Success, great success. In fact, there's even a chance we could potentially get the capital of Brittany. So I'm thinking that England... Brittany, you're not making gains. You just lost control of the war goal, you derp. Are we really going to do this? Are you really going to just stand there, Aquitaine? Alright, well, I'm going to send 500 men to here with my leader. Because I expect England's, or Albert is going to reinforce this fight, probably. I'm going to take these other troops over to here. Not all of them, though. Just the 118 cavalry to block that fort and get occupied and besieged provinces on the other 19 population. And then I guess we're probably just going to go reinforce this. Well, no, that seems really dumb. Still, okay, we have negative 8 war score. My individual war score is how much? I have 23 war score. Let's see. If I were to actually take a separate piece right now, I can't due to ongoing battles, and he thinks he's making gains. Due to signing a separate peace while having more than negative 20 war score in the first 36 months. So basically winning a war but peacing out early. Within the first 36 months of war. And the war began May 6th, 1389. So we need to wait another 11 months until we can actually peace out. In 11 months, I don't think my capital will fall. We are probably going to lose a few more derps and stuff. We're losing infrastructure and loot, and I hate to even go look to see what they've destroyed. They've probably destroyed the, well, that's weird. So the local fortifications didn't get destroyed in this province. Huh. I'd kind of assumed that they just sort of fell automatically. It's not time to peace out yet, so we're going to move over. The burger loyalty improves. Stability points plus 56. Hot damn. It's pretty good. Speaking of them then, demand support. How about that there, 56 ducats? Sounds pretty good. What did I just do? 56 ducats for 7. That's 8 ducats per loyalty. It's close. It's like 7.5 this way. I think we'll take this financial support too. And worst case scenario, it renews in a year and then we just get another 15 ducats, but we need to build the damn thing, the thinger. So, you're saying that you want to fight me, huh? That is so rude of you, sir. Please stop it. I can't peace out yet. Leave me alone. You're killing my greater nobles. They're going to be very upset. Nice. We rolled a 4 in the first shock phase. They only got a 0. And we took the capital! Sweet! Unfortunately, the Wargol has no fort. I'm just now realizing. So that means that they're going to get the Wargol back. But Albrecht is going to help out with this fight. And we're going to continue to roll well in the shock phase. 7 versus a 2. Sweet. Yep. France keeps on getting hung up on my capital. Provence gets estate logistics support for the end of the game, apparently. Excellent. We need all the help we can get. Estate war contributions. We've received the yearly support we were promised. Oh, that was quick. That was way less than 1 year. That was like 2 months. Cool. We'll take it. Alright, if you could go ahead and just, you know, like, attach to me, that'd be so nice. Because I can't kill that army, dude. I need help. You're actually trying to make me surrender. That's hilarious. I mean, granted, we have negative war score because you have the freaking Wargol back, and this guy's too much of an idiot to come over here and siege the Wargol. Like, he's loyal enough to actually help out with the war, but not loyal enough to actually go after the Wargol. That's great. I mean, I could try to train some mercs. I have a feeling that my greater noble lobbies are going to be... My greater noble estate is going to be rather upset with me soon. I mean, I've told this guy this is supposed to be an attachable army, and yet they are not doing it. The Wargol would end the war right now. This is a subject underneath England. Yes? Yes. England... England was the one who declared the damn war. Didn't check to see if he had naval superiority, and decided that, you know what, it'll be fine, don't worry about it. I'm not gonna, you know, transfer my freaking troops onto the mainland or anything. No, I'm sure I've got naval superiority. And this entire freaking war, this 15 stack's just been hanging out in the island. What a jerk. I need to convince this guy to, like, leave the Wargol. If he could just leave the Wargol. I don't want to be in this war anymore. There's actually a decent chance that my freaking capital might fall in the next year. He's making progress now. Oh, now you're gonna... Now you're gonna march. Of course. Of course you are. This is, of course, the time that makes the most sense to do it, yeah. Don't go for the war goal. Don't take it back in just 15 days. No, let's sit there, wait till we suffer 25% losses due to attrition, and then make Arumba salty, and, and now you're gonna go back. I mean, of course. Oh my gosh. Can I just, like, can I tell I can actually tell Albrecht that this is your job. Listen to my commands. Oh my god, he's leaving the province. No, he's not. Damn it! 13, don't tease me like that. He's gonna let them take this province back. This war needs to end. This is ridiculous. This is inept. They're gonna let my freaking capital fall with its gosh darn... Well, we have very little local wealth, but we've got a ton of urban wealth. Where is it? It's one of these damn things. 1,600 ducats in urban infrastructure. I cannot let that fall. I will take a separate piece if I have to. But here's the thing. Even if they... Damn, they've had 2 wall breaches. Ooh, and a water shortage. Now they have a 14% chance. No! Oh, 20-day siege sticks. What do you guys think? Oh, God. If this guy would just come over here, there's no fort. We could have the fucking war goal. God! I mean, seriously, it's 13 freaking war score for the damn war goal. Just come over here and take the war goal. You piece of shit. You're making me angry. My capital is gonna die. The villagers will burn. Alright, I'm just gonna end up taking the 25 prestige shit, apparently. And I'm gonna lose 20 trust with all these people. It's just so dumb. So dumb. Alright, we're out. We're leaving. Assuming he'll let us. He's not even gonna let me now. Of course not. Now you're gonna wait. You're gonna continue to sit there and suffer attrition, naturally. Wait for my army to get attacked, then maybe you'll reinforce, but probably not. Alright, I'm just gonna cross my fingers and just pray that my capital doesn't fall. I'm also gonna force a retreat here, and watch how ridiculous this is. If I just sit here, he's not even gonna march in 15 goddamn days. 8, 7, 6, 5. They're just gonna let me take it. Please don't take this. Damn it. Alright, whatever. We got the war goal. I have negative 38 individual war score now. And that's back to a level 1 fort. I hate you, Albert. I'm gonna kill you, Albert. Alright, we're gonna see if we can do the thing. We're gonna do a vanilla exploit. Queue up all of our money. Every ducat that we can. So that we have it hidden. And then we're going to surrender to Brittany. We'll give them 10% war reps. We'll give them... Oh, interesting. The 81 ducats didn't... Wait, hold on. There we go. Now we only give them 15 ducats. And we give them... whatever. And we lose an extra 25 prestige and 20 trust with everyone because these guys are complete idiots. We'll take all that money back, please. Thank you. Yes. 31 stability would be cool. Sweet. And here comes the pop-up to say how upset the greater nobles are because Albert murdered all my people. I'm bitter. I am very bitter. Because here's the thing, like, we could have easily had that war. This whole time, recently, we had troops that were just hanging out nearby, and we could have just parked them on the freaking war goal. This happened last time too, right? The first war. Oh, never mind, we apparently treated the soldiers well. I was expecting them to be pissed, but okay. So, the thing is that, like, on my very first stream of this yesterday, right? I did a thing, and France was over here, and the war goal was Forcalquier. And all he had to do was just park like a 10 stack there, and there's nothing I could have done about it. Absolutely nothing. I would have been absolutely screwed. Full annexation guaranteed. But they're just too stupid to like park even a half stack on the Wargle. And then in cases like this, it's like, come on, this game is like 4 years old. Why does the AI suck so much? Why don't they just go for the goddamn Wargle and sit on it? It's a ticking war score. It's really easy. Ooh, got some infantry fire value coming up. A little bit of supply. Tech cost is not too bad. We still haven't embraced meritocracy, but that's not going to come in anytime soon. A nearby province has to have it. Yeah, so meritocracy, I imagine, is just nowhere over here. No one in this entire region has it. We're just going to continuously pay penalties, I guess. However, we're about to pick up another idea group, so that's cool. Bad omens. Holy pilgrims report seeing terrible visions, which religious leaders have confirmed is a sign of divine wrath. How shall we interpret these visions? Gain 10 piety. Okay, 10 piety would be what? That is not the church influence, that's this one. So right now we're like a third of the way towards fanaticism, and I want to be all the way towards secularism, so I think we... I think we condemn them as blasphemy. Oh my god, every time. I'm so surprised that we didn't actually get a stab hit. I expected one. I was like 100% sure. That was an exceptionally painful war for us. Berg has inherited the throne of Ravensburg. I think I need to improve relations with this guy. We did lose the 30 trust. They view us with distrust. Yeah. We'll keep on improving relations with him for a bit, just to hope that he doesn't break the alliance. He might, very well, probably will break the alliance no matter what. War reps, 0.49 ducats. I thought it was 10% of my income. That does not seem like 10% of my income. Seems like a whole lot more than 10%, in fact. Alright, there we go. That's more appropriate. Guess we had higher income last month. This button seems to get broken every now and then. Request manpower, and then it just doesn't give us any. That's nice. Let's check on how things are looking. We've currently got a good amount of development. Oh, what does development level come from? We've got the court, education, int 83 crunch, prime resub. So development is buildings, isn't it? Okay. We have a respectable court. Barely at the point. We need to inject some funds into here, otherwise this thing's going to fall below the threshold and we're going to lose one of our diplomats. So even though I want to build this building, we're going to inject temporarily. Let's go down to six yearly funding. That's a half ducat a month. And then education is actually surprisingly still on the rise, even though we're not paying for it right now. Alright. And Ken says, development is the province wealth of all of your provinces divided by your population. Okay. So basically how well you avoided letting your country get rampaged by France? It sounds about right. Alright. Well, our truce is going to be up with Savoy soon. However, I don't know about you guys, but I somehow feel like we aren't really in a particularly strong military position at the moment. We're recovering a massive 33 manpower per month. Looks like the MNT mod... Oh wow, overextension. Minus 2,100 maximum manpower. That's really significant. 4% overextension reduces our max manpower by 2,100? Damn, dude. God, that sucks. That's painful. So, who are we allied to right now? We've got an alliance with England and an alliance with Montferrat. Hazard Dior, 7-month resub. Thank you. So I honored your call, but I lost 20 trust in the deal. As long as we can keep the alliance stable, that would be good. Somehow I don't think England's going to win this war. I'm pretty sure he's going to lose and probably end up giving some land back to France because he's an idiot and his 15k troops are just going to hang out up there. Ooh, okay. I would like to make the greater nobles a little bit happier. Okay, so England has peaced out. Aquitaine will cede Gascona to France. England will give Corps Pale and Calais to Flanders. Pale of Calais. So that's a 2 population province. Not a big deal. And Aquitaine gave away what now? Some more land to France? Yeah, England, hey, next time, maybe, I don't know, have naval superiority, since that's, like, your deal. Education level fair, minus 5%. We're so close. Actually being at that 50% breakpoint that I'm kind of tempted to hold on to the points for a bit. We're able to make a ducat 29 a month at the moment. Let's, first off, let's reduce inflation. Let's see if the burghers have some more money for us. First off, we should probably check to see if they have any money. They only have 107 ducats in the treasury. Mine now. Sorry, burghers. We need to build a workshop here, and it's going to require 476 ducats. Gosh darn it. Arumba, can you check the top 10 cities? Sure, we can do that. So, but before we do that, I just want to check. So, like, why is it that the workshop's going to be so good? I was told that this is the thing I should do. If we do the workshop, we get an urban production of +1 and then plus 0.15. The first 4 urban pops in this province will provide or produce 1 urban production power each, and all subsequent urban pops will grant plus 0.25. Urban production power creates urban goods. Urban goods are separate from the rural goods present in the province's production interface. Each unit of urban production power produces 1 urban good. So, in this province, we have 3 urban population right now. I'm assuming that the workshop will, using its base urban gravity, probably bump us up to 4. So we're going to end up with 4 urban goods produced here. The urban good is unknown. We don't know what it will be. But we'll have some sort of urban good. See, like, this province produces wine and salt. Or maybe I'm reading it wrong. I'm not sure. No, it says salt right here, trade value. Okay, I can see where that would be pretty damn good. Okay, so next was somebody wanted to take a look at the top 10 cities. So that was a thing in here. The state, top 10 cities. Top 10 cities viewer. From here, you can take a look at a list of the most prestigious cities in your continent. This is not an instant picture, but a long time process. Therefore, each city is gaining or losing, like when you loose an arrow from a bow, as opposed to losing. Anyway, each city is gaining or losing prestige every 5 years, each 5 years. The ranking, however, requires some calculation to be made. So we recommend you to pause your game, save it if you feel nervous, and click the option only when you're ready. So how do I, salt is the mined good? Well, then how do I see the urban good? Oh, mundane urban goods. Derp. But without a workshop, am I correct in assuming that we don't make any urban goods at all? Top 10 city viewers of Europe. Paris, 38.884. Garnata. That sounds like something that might be in Granada, maybe? Garnata. Garnata. Yes, that is the capital of Granada. Constantinople, I'm pretty sure we know what that one is. Venice. Fiorenza. Rome? We can't possibly be in this list because we don't have positive prestige. It said right in there you have to have at least 10 prestige. Or something. Oh, yeah, my alliance is breaking. Shocking. You declare a foolhardy war, and then you get upset with me because I can't win it for you. You know what? I did my best, but your vassal was a moron. And if he had just camped the war goal, you would have won, probably, or at least gotten a white piece. I don't even feel bad. Don't even feel bad. So there's very little that I can actually do to keep this alliance going, it looks like. The 30 trust is just too much. So who are we going to turn to now in our time of need instead of England? Going to quite likely need to be Castile. We ally France's ally, and then that way he can't use Castile against us, and we form like a triumvirate between the three of us. Even though I'm much weaker than both of them, he won't be able to use Castile against me, which just drastically changes the power. So we have a mission to save the people in Venice, which is currently owned by the Papal State, who's guaranteed by France, who I'm assuming would be defended by France, of course. Or we have a mission to vassalize the Papal State, or protect against Savoy. Have 4 troops. Alright. Yeah, we gotta try for Castile. Should update soon. So we're making 1.27 ducats per month right now. And we need how much? We need 476. That's close. We're close. We're like just 60 ducats. That's all we need. Is just 60 of them. And I see 60 in the treasury of the burghers. Give me your freaking money now. Riot. Why are you guys rioting? Liguria was on the list? Wait. What? Liguria. Zena. Paris. Paris. Paris, Paris. Liguria, Zena. Okay, hold on. What am I missing in understanding this then? It says right here, any city without 10 prestige can't be shown in the ranking. So we're not talking about national prestige. We're talking about city prestige? Interesting. So even though this province is at 100% autonomy, 40% province trauma, whatever the hell that means, I don't think it's an actual effect in the game right now. This province is, like, really valuable? Okay. That's cool. Limited province trauma. I wonder if perhaps I should actually rethink my trade now as well. Jeff LO320. Thank you for watching so many. I'm not going to take out a loan. That's crazy. The interest rate's too high. No way. All right, so let's see if we can figure this out. So Genoa is a end node. Got it. This is not an end node. It can feed into Genoa. We have 19% control here. We have only 15% control here. We auto-collect here because it's our main trading port. Okay, I'm going to collect from trade in this province then, and auto-collect there and here, taking our trade income from 1.06 to... I guess we'll find out next month. So 1.06 becomes 2.03. We're now making 72% of our income from trade. Actually pretty damn good. We probably could have moved that a little while ago. How did the war with France work out? Which one? Are we talking about the one from yesterday? In that one, we had a mercenary who saved the day and we white-pieced him. The war we were just doing a minute ago against France and Brittany ended in me having to give up like 6 ducats to Brittany, and we're paying some blood money, some war reps, until December of 1401. So it's not horrible, but it certainly could have been better. We're -1 reasons away for a royal marriage with Castile. You know what? Actually, I think I want to improve relations with Pope Man. Pop it off over the annual tick. Keep our somewhat useless stuff here. We must not be suffering a religious scandal. I've never actually had a cardinal, so I've never been able to invest my points into trying to become the Curia controller. Actually, speaking of which, what are the benefits from being the Curia controller right now? Stability cost modifier, diplomats, prestige, advisor costs. So most of the stuff wouldn't really apply to me anyway, because I couldn't really use it. Couldn't do anything with it. Indulgence removes your scandal. Oh. Religious scandal will be removed from Provence. So that's like a country modifier we have right now? Religious scandal? Oh no. Shabby court. We've lost a diplomat. Oh, that's pretty painful. Alright, fine. I guess we'll do this indulgence. How bad is this negative prestige right now? Global trade power, morale of armies, diplo rep. Aggressive expansion impact. Some pretty bad stuff in there. We're still gaining legitimacy despite it. I don't think that we need to worry about it. I don't know, I'm kind of tempted to just do this, Oh, crap. Well, I already clicked the button. Sorry, Ken. If you have a religious scandal, you should be able to revoke land from the church by decision, which can give you secularism and dollars. You're saying there may have been a decision available in here that I just missed? Oh, cool. Currently at negative 186% toward the Peasants' War. I don't know why, but that's the percentage that we're at. Negative 180 something. According to this thing. Has it been like counting down for the last 186 months or something? Just out of curiosity, 186 months. 12 months in a year. That's 15.5 years. What year does the game start? Like 1356? I think it's possible that it's been ticking down like 1% for 15 years, 15 and a half years. Right, well, anyway, we're going to take admin tech, I think. Oh, right, and I just realized that my shabby court was shabby. Barely. Am I right in thinking that the education system draws 5% of the total endowment annually? Right, so if there's 83.5 in the endowment, 83.527 times 0.05 means they're going to draw 4.17 ducats a year in the education like endowment will be used. And if we're contributing 12 and our church is contributing 2.6, then the endowment will grow. 1356, yeah. I think it's difficult. This is actually kind of interesting. I like that it is. I'm feeling really torn right now. Like, what is the right decision? State funding per pupil. Are you guys in chat still talking about Northern Line right now? Like, I don't understand why. Budget 16, budget 2. Buildings and wealth. There's probably less than a 1% chance I'm gonna record any more videos at any point with Ryan. I just don't think it's gonna happen. Nothing against the guy, don't get me wrong. I really like Ryan. Northern Line. Ryan Letourneau. And if I see him at an event somewhere, we'll definitely have a drink or something and hang out and relive the golden ages or golden times or something, but no, it's not gonna happen. So yeah, we have one diplomat. It's kind of not good. Cut the education fund. Peasants reading books is dangerous. Now... Alright, the burgers can not give me support again until 4 months from now. I like how the game wants us to get a royal marriage with a guy who absolutely hates us. And has been at war with us twice in the last 10 years. Completely appropriate, yes, naturally. So it's going to be, I think, a bit of a risk to build this workshop, right? Because if we get attacked and we don't get to make good on the investment, then we're kind of screwed. It's also going to cost a lot extra because of the... It should only cost... What's the base price? $266. But because we have some infrastructure here already... Local construction cost is increased by 105% due to the 1,600 ducats in existing infrastructure. But it's like the only province we have that has any urban population that can actually take advantage of it. Granted, we have 6 urban population over here. So that makes me think, what if... It could be built here. We already have a warehouse. We can't do it while we're currently doing a core. Is there any way to predict what kind of workshop, like what kind of urban goods we would have? Because we definitely have more urban population here. 100% of it's going to the burgers, but oh well. It'd still be good for me. Right? Yes, that's what I had heard too, was the 5%, exactly 5% of the endowment annually. Anyway, my only reason for asking is because I'm trying to figure out exactly how much more I need to get them up. I don't know exactly what this percentage is calculated off of, but the current funding is not quite enough to push us over the edge, and if I could push us over the edge, then we could get a discount before we take tech. Now, there are no policies. So when I take my next idea group, it's not like we're going to be looking to see like what kind of policies we can get. We can just straight up pick whichever idea group is the most appealing to us. And I'm going to want to think about that for a second. So, tell you what, I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick because this Mountain Dew is, yep, I'm drinking it too fast and I'm having too much fun, it's too exciting. Let me know what your thoughts are on idea groups. I want to know what you guys suggest. Be right back, one sec. Okay. Unless there's some restriction that's built into the game, and I don't think that there is, based on the settings that I launched the game with, I think we can take any idea group. We have administrative ideas, not really because I chose it, but because we started off with 2 of them for free when we started the campaign. And it's not a bad idea group. So sure. Seems fine. Economy? So we've got this, like, guide, right? You can see right here, administrative leads to the Empire idea group. So if we didn't have administrative, we wouldn't have the ability to choose Empire. Ooh. Another 15% core creation cost? I don't think core creation cost is as valuable in MNT as it is in vanilla. It doesn't, like, and I've not actually ever felt like I'm starved on monarch points, which is a weird feeling. Expansion is another one that we've unlocked. Whoa! Colonists plus 3? 6? 6 colonists. I'm getting the impression maybe colonies are different now? Seems like a lot of colonists. Okay, pick up 2 more merchants, more trade power. 3 more merchants altogether. Could be very valuable. Oh, this is interesting. Notice that we're not actually taking a penalty to trade power due to collecting from trade not in capital node. I wonder if that means that they have also changed the way that you get... I did check this. When I had my merchant collecting, I was getting the normal 10% increase in collected trade. But do you still get the same 5% or 10% or whatever it is from transferring? No transfer bonus due to merchant to collecting in Genoa. Okay, I think maybe you still do. I don't know if it's 10% though. Alright. Economic is looking really, really solid. That construction cost minus 7.5. And then just all the generalized stuff. Admin tech cost. On the other hand, there's so many idea groups. Like something like humanist or anything that like reduces tech cost in general. The amount of monarch points we could save would be ridiculous. Popular religion ideas. Grants access to religious casus belli against nearby heathens and heretics with high enough piety. Deus Vult, second idea of state religion ideas. Just war. Theologians look to scripture. Lowered impact on stability from diplomatic actions. Okay, so that's the finisher from diplomatic idea group. As well. Go for leadership ideas. One of the things I like about the way leadership looks is it gives you 4 guaranteed pips. That's pretty damn awesome. I mean, truly everything in this idea group is solid. Very solid idea group. Logistics. Still pretty good so far. We get 1 maneuver, 20% siege ability is pretty good. Fort defense is good. Reinforce, it's fine, it's good. We don't have a large enough army to really take advantage of quality, I think. Ooh, this is looking... Ooh, look at these finishers. Holy crap. Flat 5% tech cost. Keep in mind, guys, that this is not vanilla. Technology goes up to, like, level 60. Yeah, looks like 59 in most cases. So about level 60. So that right there looks really damn appealing to me. Just the idea of having a flat 5% tech cost saving me, like... I mean, the base tech cost is still 600, I think. No, base cost is 400 per tech. Okay, so 400 per tech. And I think ideas are... I think they might be 400 as well. But I can't check until we actually take an idea group. I'm pretty sure. But even so, that's 20 monarch points of each of every single tech for the rest of the game. And then the idea cost reduction, 10%. Advisor costs lets you actually hire advisors. Cool. Taxes, prestige, prestige decay. So prestige, prestige, money, money, whatever, whatever. Monarch points. This is a tough decision. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, let's just move on. We'll just unpause the game and see. Learned religious head has happened to us. Missionary strength and administrative tech costs just went up. Awesome. Wait, 400? Is it 300 per idea? Okay. Still, it doesn't really make any difference. You're still going to take a lot of ideas, right? You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ideas. Let's just say we've got seven ideas per idea group times 300 base points. It's 2,100 points to fill this idea out. So if you take culture and it saves you 10% of that cost, that means that each idea group you're going to save 210 monarch points. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 7 and 6. So 13. That's going to save us 2,830 monarch points. That one idea pays for an entire idea group on its own. Granted, if I didn't have... Like, let's just say I had too much monarch points. What would I be doing with my monarch points right now? I don't know. I guess I'd be interacting with the estates. I would be building buildings that, like, roads and stuff. I'd be committing manpower to things. And you get free mercs with stacking ideas to mercenary cost. I don't think so. Usually the way the math works is that even if they are reduced, you look at like mercenary cost, the base value is already 150% for maintenance, and then the hiring cost is plus 67. So we'd have to lose like 167 to get the cost down to 0. I don't think it's possible. The policies from culture are not there anymore. Yeah, there are no policies that I'm seeing at all. Policies are just straight up removed from the game. So there's lots of ideas, but no policies to turn on and off. Policies are strictly these ones now, about like centralization and stuff. So I don't know. I'm kind of torn on this next idea group. I'm thinking, honestly, just off the top of my head, economic looks pretty good. Trade looked good. Culture looks good. Leadership looks good. I have yet to hire a mercenary outside of Bob, so this one doesn't really appeal to me much. Not to mention this idea in particular is mutually exclusive with all of these. Like, we can't take standing army if we have mercenary until military tech 27. So if we take standing army, sorry, if we take mercenary, then we can't take standing army. If we don't take standing army, we can't get grand army or professional army. So culture first would probably allow us to get more ideas sooner, and culture just seems like a pretty... Look at this. Well, how do you get 107.6% of your income from trade? Oh, it's because I'm actually losing money. I'm overcommitting to my things. And that is somehow translating into 108.9% trade income. Yeah, that's a paradox math thing, because they never expected you could actually have negative income. They got another 77 ducats in the bank. I need that money. Give me my money. We can do it! We can do it! Oh my god, okay, so here's a question. Do we wait for this core, which is going to take another 6 years, or do we just build this building here now, even though it could maybe be better over here? I think we just build it now. I'm very excited. This is the first building I've ever built in this patch. This mod. So... sadly, it's not telling us about the amount of sailors we're going to get. I like it when the game shows me how many sailors I will gain for building a fishing port, or a foreign trade post, or a mine complex, or whatever. There's so many of these structures that it was showing me last time I looked at it, like, you'll gain this many sailors. Yes, so building a commune hall gives us sailors increase. Anyway, workshop. You need over 800 in Liguria. Really? How come I can't see that number until... oh, 866. Yeah, okay. Takes 24 months to build, so two years, France. You gotta give me 2 years to make good on my investment, alright? You bugger. Wait, what? War reps 5... oh, yeah, it's because I took the money from the burgers. They took some of my money. Wait, what? I ended up taking a loan because of that? Brittany, you suck. You're dirty. You dirty dog, Brittany. I really want to stop having to fund this court, but I don't like having so few diplomats. He says as he doesn't use them for anything. No game. Not allowed. The architect has presented the most beautiful plans. The stonemason has cut the most beautiful... no, I don't even like where this is going. I don't like it at all. I'm gonna reorganize the project. Don't you dare do this like, oh, I'm building a goddamn canal and it's gonna cost you 17,000 monarch points to build it. And also, the 20,000 ducats you gave us up front. No, it's gonna actually cost like 3 times that, sorry. How close are we on this damn education? We're at 48.726. Just to maybe push it along, I'm gonna increase funding on this one by another 0.5 ducats a month. Actually, let's make it even... I wanna, like, just float... no, I wanna pay off the loan. We need 19 ducats to pay off the loan. I just know I'll forget about it, so I wanna pay it off now. Yes, all of my lesser nobles were promoted to greater nobles, and the province that was owned by the lesser nobles became owned by the greater nobles. So the greater nobles now have 3 provinces, and the burghers currently have Liguria and our capital. Even though it shows on Liguria that there's no burghers here, don't be misled. If you look right here, somewhere in here, it's going to show controlled by the burghers. So even in territories, a province modifier gets applied that chooses the estate that should be there, and then they just get it anyway. Was that favor ongoing? The one with the burgers? No. Every year I can demand stuff from them, though. greater nobles. We can offer favors to them. We can present them with a magnificent gift. I feel like anything I can do to keep their loyalty up, I keep on just basically trading Diplo points and a tiny bit of cash in favor of they get the money, they build a troop, and I get stability, and I can use them, so I'm going to do that again. If this thing ever actually shows that I'll gain 1,000 manpower, I'll probably click it. We have a new subscriber, Megalomaniac, Twitch Prime. I'm getting the impression that a lot of these modifiers are not actually working. Right, because I'm looking right here. We currently have Nobles, Partial Criminal Court, plus 1 unrest in every province owned by this estate. Greater nobles own this province. When I look at unrest and I look at the list of where it comes from, I'm not seeing in there any modifier plus 1 for that thing. So there's... I think it's bugged. I don't think it's actually doing anything. Which is good, because that means we get to ignore it. Getting close. Oh, look at that. 0.8 something, 0.08 something off from having our diplomat back. Oh, it is added to the base value modifier? Why? Okay. Well, if you know for sure it is being applied, that's good. I don't understand why. I think most players who have experience with EU4, let's be realistic, most players who are going to play M&T have a lot of freaking experience with EU4. It's not like some casual player is going to be like, you know what I want to do is I want to download this really complicated mod that runs the game much slower, makes it way more complicated and different in every kind of way. No. No casual player is going to do that. So most people who play are going to be people who know how to play EU4. They're going to look at it and they're going to say, where's the... It's not on there. They're going to do exactly what I did. You're going to look at it and say, it's not on there. So either in the tooltip say, under the Greater Nobles, Assess State Power, List State Privileges, Noble, Partial Criminal Court, it should say right in the tooltip, plus 1 unrest in every province owned by the state. Parentheses. This value will be added to the base value of the unrest. Like, explain where it went. Or, don't do it that way. Would be my argument. Just either don't bury it into the base value, or just tell people that that's where it is. Anyway, ecclesiastical writings. 10% chance we get religious controversy. 30% chance we gain a theologian. 70% chance we get nothing. We can publish it across the nation for the cost of 1 ducat. Religious controversy increases to a 30% chance. 60% chance we get a theologian. Or confiscate the manuscript. 50% chance our religious head will become more hostile to us. I don't really care about the theologians, so whatever. I can't hire him anyway. Genoa has lost their second war. Looks like Aragon actually got his act together. And Genoa, who at one point in time used to be a valid rival for us, now lives over here on this little tiny island of Amas... That's not an island, sorry, Amastris. He also owns this little itty-bitty province, this one, and then that one. These are so small. But yeah, he owns nothing over here now. We've kicked him out. Also, he apparently owns this one. Nisoi. August 1395. That is what I'm waiting for right now. It's going to be a glorious day. Alright. I'm thinking we can actually decrease annual funding on this a little bit. We're so close that the next tick should get us up, I think. Probably. We're currently funding it at 6 per year. Does this one work the same way? Why wouldn't it work the same way as the stipend? It seems so logical that it would just work the same way. 5% of the court wealth gets drained. I'm putting in 6. Maybe it is different, though. Just got done watching the earlier episode, What Happened with the Brittany War. It was almost white peace, but not Aquitaine. Albert was a complete moron and wouldn't attach to me, let Brittany take the war goal back, even though there was no fort. And then I had to wait until I could get an opportunity for it, and I ended up having to give Brittany war reps and like 6 ducats because I hid it all by hiring mercenaries. I hid my ducats under my bed. Okay, my money, and I want it now. Never did pick up that second alliance. We're -5 reasons away from being able to pick up a royal marriage with Castile. Looks like the diplomat that got recalled when we lost the diplomat was probably the one that I had improving relations with Castile, because it seems unusual that I would only let it go to like 50, 40 improved relations and then just forget about it. Which is one of the reasons why I don't want to lose the court level. I want to keep it growing. Courts have a tendency to spend more money than universities, but how much? Oh, I get to choose the urban good? Holy crap, that's even better than I thought. I thought it was just going to be random. Okay, so burghers currently have 32 ducats. So this would take every ducat they have. It was like 37 before. Let's just wait a little bit, see if maybe we demand money after they have more. It'll be better. Check at the top of the screen. What, me? Or someone in chat? One thing I'd like to try to take advantage of if we can get a little bit of money. And also, actually, I wanted to ask somebody about this. We have 9 naval force limit, and I was really confused when I upgraded my tech. The standard EU4 approach of cogs give no trade power and they only move units, galleys are inland seas, light ships provide trade power, and heavies are just for combat. That's all the same. The prices are different and stuff, the numbers are all different. But I'm like 90% sure that the first tier of light ship had 2 trade power, and the second tier, when I upgraded my tech, the trade power went from 2 down to 1.5. And I just was wondering why. Why would it do that? Doesn't make sense. Someone needs to check on that. I think that the war cog provides more trade power than the Crayer. Yes, I'm aware that they'll invest the money on their own over time, but I want the money. I want to build this thing. Although, it does make me wonder, let's say that I had just left the money in their pocket. This is the capital. They would have benefited from it too. Would they have paid the 470 ducats to build it? Or would they have gotten a discounted price because they are an estate? The only way that I'm aware of to change who controls the actual provinces themselves is to do things to reduce the power of the greater nobles. Like, I would have to constantly be demoting them, and I would have to push for the burghers to have more power. Granted, right now, the burghers currently have 51 influence compared to the greater nobles at 11%. The burghers currently control a huge, huge portion of the wealth of this country already, because they're present in the capital, and they keep on bumping up autonomy. Yeah, I remember Bark, the first building the first ship in EU4 is 2 as well. The light bark, or the light ship, whatever it's called. Might just be called a bark. So that could very well be it, but if so, that's an oversight, and it should get patched. So if we wanted to build light ships, they cost 34 ducats, and I wasn't sure earlier if they would actually make money. 100 autonomy in Liguria. Yeah, that's probably one of the reasons why the burghers have so much power. The burghers control this province. I know that it doesn't say it here, but remember, they control it over here. So the burghers have a province with 90,000 people living in it and 100% autonomy. So every single ducat that this province makes goes to the burghers, which is good. They have 58 ducats in the bank. Oh, interesting. I'm no longer allowed to demand their cash. Probably because it would be like more than they have or something, maybe? Early game light ships are definitely not worth it. Well, that makes me feel great. I'm worried that I'll spend a ton of money building them and then France will just come in and break everything. Oh, hey, we got a diplomat back. Why is there no pop-up to say there needs to be an alert that tells you that, hey, your freaking thing changed. This thing that you've spent 4 years trying to work toward has actually happened. Like, my court level's at 30.143. That seems like it's an important thing. You should tell me. Like, the same thing's going to happen here. Last year, we went up by 0.525. If that happens again, we'll be above 50, and then our court level, our education level will go from fair to, I don't know, good. Not slightly bad. I'm pretty sure we don't need to contribute anymore. It should still go up. Because we're adding 12, and the church is adding 2.6, so that's like nearly 15, and they're only spending like 5, so the total endowment's going to go up by about 10. I think we can actually decrease funding a little bit and still get it on the next tick. Let's hope that that's true. Oh, thank you, Seth. Yeah, I totally forgot about my loan. Thank you for reminding me. Oh, and actually, speaking of loans, that reminds me, debase currency? You can debase again earliest 1 January 1398. I never did debase currency. France has declared a war. They are attacking Roi Evresh in the Second French-Metzian War of French Unification. Oh god, he's doing it again. He's at war with Bohemia. Bohemia's going to call in Moldavia. Should tell me that if I wanted to get involved with this, I could send an alliance offer right now. Nope, he's at his alliance limit, naturally. But it doesn't matter, because we have a building that's going to complete in less than 1 month. Yes. Debase currency is basically disabled, mostly because it borked the AI. Yeah, then, yeah, the button should be removed. Alright, so I'm going to just try to figure this out. So we have 3 urban population. I'm assuming, it sounds like, in chat, people are telling me that I'm going to be able to pick my urban good. That would be cool. But because of the 3 urban population, the first 4 will provide up to 1 urban production power. That seems really strong. Our building is now done. We have a workshop. Nothing has happened. Urban population 36,030. How's the simulation of the vassal? I don't know. Let's check. 37.8% on Saluzzo. Nice is at 71%. It's been a while since I've done anything. Oh, right. I asked about this earlier. So we're sure that this is 5%? Because if it is, then I don't really see any reason to not just do this. Because, like, these guys are being idiots, and I'm not going to inherit their treasury anyway, so I might as well just take their money from them. I could do the vassal interaction, just seize their land. It's kind of tempting, like... The base administrative cost per population to take in core land is... I suppose the advantage would be that I would get the core for free without taking the overextension. The overextension is really boning my manpower right now. Like, hard. That is 5% lock borked. Is there any way you can change the tooltip? Like, where it says increase the tribute, it should, like, just be in parentheses. If you know for sure it's always going to be borked and there's nothing you can do, in the decision itself, it should say, like, Liberty desires 5%, not 500. Like, you know, ignore the tooltip. It's wrong. So I guess we'll try it. Let's increase the tribute. Increase tribute plus 500%. That's so weird looking. I think I remember seeing something like this happening with the decisions for the Japanese daimyo. Like they had something wrong with it there too. Do you? I don't know. Maybe you do integrate their money. I mean, I'm just operating on mostly vanilla assumptions, so I don't know. I think it'd be cool if there was a pop-up, like a button you could press in this screen to go to this. So if I wanted to meet with the Doge of Nice or the Marquis of Saluzzo, I should be able to do it from here too. That'd be really handy. 37.4 years away. Yeah, I remember the weird minus 5% Liberty Desire. Yeah, expel the Ronin. I recall that one. So what do you guys think about demanding, just like seizing the land from Nice? I mean, that's 130,000 people we could get there. That's a lot. Seems like a lot of dudes. If I did it, he'd still be below 30%. We would end up with more overextension, because we wouldn't have the core. Main thing we can do right now, I think, is just wait. Basically, just give it some time. Our autonomy is trending down in most of these provinces. The greater nobles don't have a huge amount of power. They only have like 30% autonomy in these provinces. Over here, autonomy is trending up, even though it's at 100. Mostly due to what? Base value plus 20 by plus 0.2. Non-core plus 0.6. So that's the main factor. Poland just wrecked the snot out of the Teutons. Not surprising. Giving things time is key. What about urban goods? Hell if I know. We don't have any urban goods. It's not a thing. Wait, no we do. We have mundane urban goods. I thought I was supposed to get to choose. We just make mundane urban goods. So mundane urban goods gives us trade value plus 0.6. Value of trade goods, 0.85. Local goods produced, 0.9. Capital city, land, province. The rural population, 0.15. And then mundane trade goods plus 0.6. Okay. Well, I mean, are we making more money than we used to? Well, it seemed like it. Okay, only thing we really need to do now is rebuild the army, and then we can probably pick up an alliance with Castile. Top off relations with France while we wait. Zombie ate my deer. Thank you for your sub. Something weird's going on where I keep getting this alert twice. Not sure why. Okay, large Renaissance library. With the rediscovery of the classics, there's been a shift in the focus of personal collections, no longer restrained in the dusty cellars of monasteries. Blah, 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 gain prestige and admin points. So we're falling behind by far on tech. Main thing I really want... Oh, we just lost our leader. That's really unfortunate. He was pretty good. Main thing I would like right now is the education. Hey, we got the education. Of course, no pop-up, so that would be crazy. We now have a good education, which gives us ideas... Cost minus 5, technology cost minus 10. Our army and navy traditions decay less. Stability is apparently more expensive now. And monthly autonomy change goes up. And we're better at spreading institutions. Okay, so if we're at 105, we want to maintain. We should probably keep the funding like really close to where it's at, but not quite. So with that amount, the church contributes like 5.6, we lose like 5.6, somewhere around there. The court, probably okay. We're making 2 ducats a month at the moment. We're going to be able to rebuild these infantry soon, I hope. And now that we have that thing, I'm going to go ahead and take some ideas. We're going to take administrative ideas now. We're going to go to here, we're going to unlock our next idea group. We're going to go for culture. I think I've decided I want culture. I think the sooner we get that, the better. Before we do that, I want to check one more thing. Culture is where on this list? Okay, so it's just a thing you can take. Got it. Well, it just seems really good to me. Yep, here we can see the base cost is definitely 300. Can't really do anything about the corruption, it's just a thing. Prestige decay minus 0.5 will actually help us kind of work our prestige back up to 0. We shall be cultured. Now the question is, do we continue to hoard monarch points in favor of trying to just get the most massive discount we can get on here? We've lost the effects of manpower low. We still regain like almost no manpower. How is it that this is calculated? Because in vanilla it's 10 years of manpower, and in this it seems like it's way more than that. Right? Like, my max manpower is at 7,298. It doesn't appear to be a minimum recovery rate. We're only getting 29 each month. It's got to be like 50 years or something. Oh yeah, if someone declares war on us, we're going to take the tech. But if there's any chance we can get a good discount, I'd like to maybe... Ooh, that's interesting. I would like to maybe knock out all the way to technology cost -5 before we take anything else. So Lorraine will cede land to Bar. Lorraine will be forced to give France war reps. So France is currently, looks like they're winning their war this time around. Not good for me. Yeah, 29 manpower per month is really bad. In vanilla, you get 100 minimum, no matter what size nation you are. So, I mean, at this rate, let's just take a look. We have 1,898 with a max of 7,309. So we need to recover 5,411, and we're recovering at a rate of 29 per month. That's going to take 186 months, which is 15.6 years. Pretty slow. And it's going to take even longer, because we're going to train some more troops. Be my friend, Castile. I need your help before France decides to murder me. We now have low manpower again. I guess that's fine. Remove states' privileges and your corruption equilibrium will go to a lower value. True. We have 0.1 state corruption, 0.09 burgher corruption, 0.14 greater noble corruption. So where's the state corruption come from? We have state factionalism. And I get this I want to fight corruption. Look at this. State corruption, I want to fight corruption. The event, quotation mark, happens. There is no fighting that corruption. It's impossible. Okay, well, corruption's mostly coming from the greater nobles, as expected. See, like, this is where it confuses me. It says partial relaxation of levy obligations. In this case, the partial relaxation of levy obligations is listed clearly in the tooltip. Why do it differently in different locations? It's kind of odd that the greater nobles reduce our manpower. Let's see if we can revoke that one, get our manpower cap up. I don't know. Seems like something to work on. It'll cost stability to do it, but... Okay, it's called the partial relaxation of levy obligations. Something about levy obligations. Revoke partial relaxation of levy obligations. Revoking this privilege will remove 0.011 yearly corruption. That's not very much. Okay, well, they lost one. And then here's the greater nobles adapt begrudgingly to reforms. 50% chance we lose tab, which basically means 100%. Oh my god! I tricked the game. Yay! Exceptional year. Make Cologne vote for us? Are you serious? You want me to try to become the emperor? Okay. If that's what you think I should be spending my time on, game, I'll totally go for it. We've improved relations with them so far. So, Cologne. Negative 148 reasons for voting for us. The game thinks that it's perfectly reasonable for me to try to make Cologne vote for me. It would be pretty sweet. I think we start with Protect against Savoy. Okay. Hey, you. How you feeling about an alliance? Need 24 reasons. They have reached their alliance limit. Oh, cool. So glad that I committed so much effort into trying to pick up an alliance with you. Just to find that you're no longer willing to do it. Alright, trust is a big hit with England, but it looks like England might re-up the alliance. I have to have somebody before the truce comes up. It doesn't matter who it is. It's a defensive thing. So if it's got to be England, it's got to be England. We've got a little bit under 2 years to secure the alliance with somebody to save our skin. Eight favors with our little 2-province minor ally. And I'm assuming the assimilation of Nice is actually looking pretty good. 70.9. We're still trying to centralize, which I think makes sense. We could take admin. Wait, really? Admin's 390? Oh wow, I'm a complete moron. For some reason I thought Culture Ideas was an administrative idea group. I don't know why. I just did. I think we should probably focus dip. And we'll take admin tech. Expansion capacity, sure. Actually, we'll hold off on it. We don't really need it yet. We don't need either of them, but we do need to get some Diplo points sunk into this thing. What mods is Arumba using? Only one. It's called M&T. MEIOU. And Taxes, which is like an acronym. It stands for something fancy and people like it. Alright, we need like 20 more ducats, please. Alright, I know that the burgers are eventually going to like build stuff on their own if I just let them have the money, but it'd just be so much easier for me if they would just give me their money. Like 77 ducats, for example. Can I have that, please? Yes, thank you. And could you give me some actual manpower instead of pretending like you're going to give me manpower? Court is at a good number, still increasing. And the education is at a good number, still increasing. So we're at a good number on both. If they're both still increasing, I think I'm going to be really I'm going to cut it really close. I'm going to cut funding by 1 ducat. On both of them. Because I need every ducat I can get. Next, we're going to train... I'm gonna chain another cav. I want 2 cav. No, the estate loyalty threshold's 30. It's not 40 like in vanilla. And I'm giving them money. I'm giving money from the burghers to the greater nobles. Unless I'm mistaken, I'm cutting it close, but I'm riding the threshold. Doing what I can. How's England feeling about that alliance offer these days? We still have the royal marriage with them. Negative 19 reasons due to trust. That'll continue to decay. Diplomatic reputation might get us up there. Provincial navy strength. And army strength. That'll change as soon as this cavalry and the other unit come out. Successfully protected against Savoy. Build university. Seems a bit unlikely. 267 ducats. Would actually cost 547 here or 867 over there. Yeah, it's probably not gonna happen. What the hell, man? Let's make Cologne vote for us. They have reached their alliance limits. It's not a real option, but I don't know. Might work. Do you guys think we should just do this sanction commercial monopoly button? I've been just sitting on my... Oh no, France won their war. That's not good. He's able to beat the Emperor now. I mean, I feel like out of all the things that I could spend my papal influence on, the mercantilism sounds pretty good. I'm just gonna do it. Yeah, I've been trying. I've been checking to do the tighter bond with Nice. We've done it a couple times. There's no real pop-up that I've seen that lets me know like when I can do it again. Every time I check, it just says nothing for the moment. So I don't know when I'm allowed to do it again, but I want to. I'd love to sink some monarch points into making them integrate faster. State monopoly established. With the blessing of the Pope, the Duke has established a state monopoly in Provence, forcing merchants to purchase from the state at prices set by it. Although there is grumbling, it seems that the monopoly is here to stay. So for 1 year, we get unhappy merchants. And we gain a absolutely pathetic, minuscule amount of mercantilism. Okay. The Emperor has enacted an imperial reform. The Emperor gets an extra diplomat and more diplomatic reputation. We get -1 unrest. I am still part of the Empire. He's already done call for Reichs reform. And now he's just done the Imperial Diet. Cool. Good for him. I'm tempted to just like enable scutage on these guys too. Just take as much money as I could possibly get from them. I mean, I have 2 subjects. Neither of them have any actual army. They have absolutely no troops at all. So the argument that your vassal is going to provide you with like bonus manpower pool and extra generals, I mean, maybe. That's the plan anyway. I'm getting a little bit concerned about this lack of an alliance to offset France. We've got a year to go. August of 98. I need another alliance. This little Montferrat is not enough. I think I have more than he does. Macedonia has no heir. Eastern Christians may only marry other Eastern Christians. It shows up in the list of people who don't have an heir, yet I can't do anything about it. That's fun. Tyrol, 60. Early married to Austria, can't compete with that. Aragon has no heir. Royal married to Castile, can't compete with that, obviously. I guess I already checked Kosovo, didn't I? No, I checked Macedonia. Okay, we can compete with this guy. Might as well. We have all these spare relationship slots. Might as well be fishing for personal unions if we can. If he's old and he has no heir, 40 years old's still pretty unlikely anything will come of it, but might as well, right? Just Mom, thank you for the subscription. You can gain a diplomatic insult on Milan. He's 2 military techs away ahead of me. I think we'll just deal with that later. I just want to finish my core and, I don't know, make some money. Build my army up. You've inherited the coast of Holland. Wow. That's impressive. Good job. Okay, I'm gonna take one more bathroom break because Mountain Dew. One sec, be right back. Invisidrink goes right through you. That is definitely true. Okay. 90.3% on our core of Cologne. We are a sinner, offset by the fact that we are just. Our heir is a brilliant strategist. Cool. And then we have a tough soldier. These sound like Crusader Kings 2 traits. Root.monarch.get she he cap is best suited on the battlefield. Yet, his cap plans are so devious and effective. Apparently the game didn't like me looking at that stuff because he just died. Great. Well, we died. We didn't lose stab. Looks like we're going to lose the stab as part of this thing. Fortunately, our legitimacy just got reset to 100. So for 9 ducats, we can gain prestige. The legitimacy doesn't really matter. Tell you what, before we do this one, let's re-up our royal marriages, if we need to. And that way we're at least not going to waste the legitimacy from taking the decision. Alright, other alliances, royal marriages that I wanted were... If this guy will let me... -5 reasons for a royal marriage up there. I'd like to do that one too. And also, hey, I don't know if you want to be my ally again. That'd be cool. Nice consort. Nice. I think there's 17 reasons for an alliance there. Papal States, the Curia Controller. Steel's still at their alliance limit. That didn't even cost me legitimacy to take the royal marriage with England. We have apparently -90 opinion with France because they keep breaking royal marriages or something. Was at war, warned, loot scare. Loot scare? Oh, he's scaring me with his looting. Gotcha. Okay, we'll keep one slot open for the other guy. And I guess for now, we're probably going to do this one. Let's do this one. %70 chance of something... No, I'm going to take the 70% chance of what I would consider to be not that bad. No stab hit. If we were indulgent, we would see it in here, yes? Looks like we got the 50% outcome. Good. That actually went fairly well. Louis the First's faith. How come every single person that I get is like really not pious? I want to work towards secularism. I lost the lesser nobles because I kept promoting them to greater nobles, and it may be that it was because there was a bug and the vent kept firing like every 6 months or every year all the time. Or it could just be the normal outcome from what we had done. I don't know. Education is hovering above 50%. That's good. And the court is hovering above 30. Good. And we are at 94% core progress. We need to get our other merchant, sorry, our other diplomat up here to offer an alliance to this guy, or royal marriage to this guy. Actually, he picked up an heir, so. Here's our truce with France. See, this is what I'm worried about. I have no other alliance to back me up right now. Castile won't do it. If I can't get the alliance with England, then I need somebody. No one else has rivaled France. We're already a prince, so it's pretty safe to assume that the Emperor will protect us. We don't need an alliance with the Emperor. We could try to ally somebody that he's allied to that we expect him to call in, like, say, Castile. That's the main reason I was interested in that. He's also allied to Scandinavia, yeah, of course, who has reached their alliance limit. Alright, so how do we assess, like, who's the strongest that we can actually get an alliance with? Naples is not particularly weak. They would probably have access. Let's say the Emperor defends us. Naples would just need to get military access through, like, 2 nations to be able to have the ability to come help us. They're hostile toward us. Doesn't need to be that way, though. You could try to top off relations with them. I'm just really nervous right now. The fact that we just lost our truce with all of these guys means that there's a pretty damn good chance that France is going to turn and attack, like, right now. Granted, if they attack, the last time they attacked, I didn't have England on my side either. But that was the whole goal, was that England was supposed to be there to make it easier. Also, France just beat Bohemia. Bohemia's on Tech 9. It would probably not go very well if we had to fight France right now. We get a quarter ducat a month soon in 1401. Core is at 95%, will be done in February. And let's check on assimilation. This feels like it's going really slow on this one. Let's negotiate a tighter bond. Dude, you suck. Stop doing that. I just spent 75 monarch points and you're just like, nah. Is it based on his opinion? Is it a random thing? Like, what determines whether or not he's actually gonna do that or not? It's the second time he's done that, and I'm pretty sure it takes the monarch points regardless of whether or not you succeed. Catholic mob. Proenza gets religious riots. Gain 5 unrest in Proenza, where we have negative 41. Actually, it looks like that gives us 10 unrest, not 5. In the off chance this guy actually accepts the next time I do it, I'm going to start improving relations with him so that his opinion's a little bit higher. He keeps on being a jerk. I might just revoke a province and core it myself. Maybe after this core finishes. What do you guys think? Should we just finish this core? And then take Punente from him? I mean, I'm either paying admin points to core it myself, or I am paying Diplo points to do the integration. Either way, I'm paying for it. But if I have it now, then logically, the money that they are earning and spending wrong, I could have. I think annexing is easier. Annexing, well, you're saying integration is easier. Annexation seems pretty damn easy too. We've had negative unrest this whole time. Granted, I understand that coring will actually, once the core is complete, we'll have more unrest. Yeah. So overextension kills manpower, 2100 from 9 total population apparently gives us minus 2100 manpower. So how much would 14 give? Probably more than what we have right now. Well, it's probably a percentage, isn't it? It's 4.2. So 500 per 1 overextension. 4.27 is the actual amount of overextension. At this point, I think we should probably just do the actual integration. Alright, after 10 years, we're done with our core. There's the sound effect. Woo! Sure, so Genoa is up. We can create a state. I don't really know why we would. Doesn't do anything. There are no policies that I can enact on a statewide basis. The autonomy, I suppose, maybe controlled by the burghers plus 0.1. Education level increases autonomy. We no longer have the penalty for having no no core. The unrest is still negative, but that may change. Do we have a modifier for our state on autonomy? Part of a state, minus 0.25. So if I make it a state, I do get minus 0.25 monthly autonomy. That's pretty sizable then. Okay, so there is an advantage to doing it. For now, the state maintenance is like pretty small. Spending almost no money and we're just getting a benefit from it. You can build province improvements. Yes, I can always do that. I'm aware. Yeah, it's minus 0.25, not minus 0.2. And making it into a full core right now gets us what? I think that it just lowers the autonomy floor, but we might as well do it, right? If anything, the population is only going to get bigger, so it's going to get more expensive later. So here's the thing, the autonomy is actually reducing unrest. So as the autonomy comes down, see at the top there, current local autonomy has the following effects on Liguria, minus 24.67. So just having the autonomy come down, the unrest is going to start to go up very quickly. It's nice that we have a fort here, the castle, to protect it, because otherwise without that, that fort on its own is reducing unrest by minus 8. But without that, we probably would see rebellion there. Well, I still don't have an alliance to offset the damn French, but we have enough manpower we could train another troop. We'll do that. I wonder if there's any way that the developers of the mod could hijack the estate interface on the ledger, or sorry, on the outliner. Instead of showing the outliner like estate information like this, have it show like court numbers. Because having to go into this interface just to check, since there's no pop-up telling you that something's changed, you'll have minus 6 unrest left over once it hits 0 autonomy. Oh, okay. I had assumed that it was just a full sliding scale. Excellent communication. 10 to 14 travel time. Versus the superb communication time. Just saying, if I build fishing port, nope, that's not the one. There's a building that I can build that increases the communication speed. The shipwright stuff, these ports all seem to just be related to naval stuff. Which makes sense, but... I'm really tempted to build a university. If we could actually get the money there. Burger influence? If anything, the burger influence I think went down. We take 81 ducats from him. Let's do the thing we've done before. This seems to be the correct way in my experience of interacting with them. First, we offer them a favor. A decade of self-rule costs us 16 dip, which is unfortunate, but they gain loyalty. We gain stab. It's fine. That raises the autonomy of my capital. And this province, but this province was already at like 100 anyway, so who cares? That'll raise their income the next time they update, and then we demand more money. We use that money to turn around and build one more troop. Putting us at 6 out of 7. If I were to attack Savoy, what would happen? We've been warned by France. They do border France, right? Are we still warned? Yes. So France will probably defend him. He's still hostile, so I can't pick up the alliance with Naples. I gotta keep working on it. I just gotta keep trying to get an alliance. Oh, interesting. So you can only improve relations with your subjects by 100? Normally you can do it, Actually, hold on. This tooltip doesn't say anything about having 190 to start the annexation process, so I guess maybe it's not a concern. Maybe that's why you can't improve by 200. Yes, France defends him. Got a new general, 313. Okay. Yeah, negative 100, like 101 reasons. Like, I'm never gonna get this mission. I don't know why it's presented it to me. It seems ridiculous. I thought I'd try it just for fun, but it's not gonna happen. We're too low on prestige, which I do think affects their willingness to vote for us. Yeah. Too small nation. So you're saying there's no chance? Is that what I'm hearing? This campaign seems real hard. It is, but partially because this is the province that, or the nation that Demi and Sky recommended would be a good challenge for me. So I elected to take the challenge because I'd rather play with a difficult start and learn the mechanics as I go. Aragon has a royal marriage with Castile, though. Alright, come on, Naples. Stop deciding that you want my land. Let's just be friends, okay? Stop being hostile toward me. I'm not even your rival or anything, you just like, you're hell-bent on my land. Because you're a jerk. Beware of the baguette. I don't really seem like we're making any major progress with this darn integration. Every time I've tried to make him do something, he's just like, nah. Don't want to do it. And these guys are not rebuilding their little fort. There's no fort level here now, still. What do I need to do to make you build your fort, sirs? They only have 23 ducats. Maybe I don't know. I have no idea what these guys spend their money on. Annual income's only 9 ducats a year. That might be where it goes. Stupid damn war reps. 10% of my income. It hurts. It's painful. So, rural saturation and urban saturation. Is this supposed to read like on a scale of 100%? Because it's showing 0.914%, which is just a hair shy of 1%. Is it really shy of 1%? Or is that supposed to be 91.4%? May I have more information about what this data means? No. No, you can't. Nasty set of alliances that Castile nation has there. The Council of Toulon begins. Now the real work. Okay, so we're apparently holding a council in Toulon, which is apparently the name of the city in Les Maures. So we're having a council. All the famous religious derps are going to come over here and we're going to talk shop. Happy provinces. Cool. Burgers got money again. They make 33 ducats a year. I make 36 ducats a year. They make 33 ducats a year. They make almost the same amount of money that I have. Alright, before I take any more money from these guys, I want to know. Ken says it should be 91.4. Okay. It means they are below the carrying capacity, so growth will be faster. They can still grow if they go over it, right? 1% is 100%. Well, okay. Let's just say that makes sense. That was the next question. They will always be growing, just a lot slower once they are over carrying capacity. Got it. Okay. Next question. When a estate decides to build a building, do they have to pay the increased construction cost that I have to pay? The infrastructure cost. Right now, if I want to build something in Provenza, I have to pay 140% increased cost. Because it will radically change my future policy on demanding money from them. Okay, if they pay the same increased construction cost, I am just going to say that I'm always going to make better decisions, probably, than the AI once I know what the hell I'm doing. So, in that case, unless I don't want to affect their loyalty, I should be demanding money from them whenever I can. If they pay the exact same price, there's like no reason to not just say, this is mine now. "20% of your greater nobles will be demoted to lesser nobles. If the act does not carry enough weight to demote at least one province, the value will be stored for when you engage in another demotion. Estate power will recalculate after at least 1 year." Okay, so I think that event that I did earlier, like, continued to bump all of my lessers into greaters, which is why they went away. But yeah, it's fine. I really kind of would prefer if the burghers controlled everything. Desire to reform the church comes from many sources, including but not limited to stuff and things. I have no idea what reform simony is, but let's do that. It's a very suitable music for a campaign like this. This is Victoria 2. Reminds me of building stuff. Doing well. Holding steady, right where I want to be. Best way to get money from them is to lower autonomy. True. Because then you don't have to, like, give them stuff and then revoke it. But the autonomy of my capital already comes down super fast anyway. Like, once per year, I raise autonomy by, like, 25. And then in 10 months, it goes down by 4. Like, it comes down really fast. It's just not even really a concern. That sucks. I don't really want to do either of these options. Well... I think stability is worth way more now than administrative or diplo points are. That's a not cool event, though. Alright. Is Naples still disloyal? Okay. God damn it. It's like everybody that I want to consider as an alliance is just always capped on relationships. The powerful magnates within this nation do not want themselves involved in unnecessary foreign wars. Okay, fair enough. Austria's out. Everyone's pairing off, and I'm not invited. Alright, Aragon. Aragon's at least kind of willing to do it. They don't desire my land, they desire some French land. They haven't rivaled France, but they desire French land. That's a pretty good indicator. We could start by just going for the royal marriage straight up. We got slot for it. It's funny how significant Provencal naval strength is. Lai Maurus gets build cost. A public building raised in the Renaissance style. At the first, in the grand construction planned for blank, a marvelous building built by the finest of architects now stands ready. The people cannot wait to see what beautiful sights will follow. Such a beautiful mayoral palace. The grandest of market halls, or a barracks in the modern style. Cool. Free building? So, let's try to decipher this. A mayoral palace. Market hall. So market hall is probably marketplace. Barracks in the modern style. Am I reading this correctly? Am I supposed to find a barracks in here somewhere? That event used to give tax, production, and manpower. Why present me with 3 options if it's just going to be the exact same thing? Bluff? It doesn't actually give her free building? Now you had my hopes up. I'm sad. Okay, prevents gets diplomatic insult against Milan. We gain corruption. Cardinal was bribed to move. Oh, I had an actual cardinal? I didn't even realize. So Milan. Padua, Switzerland, and Nassau. We could call in Montferrat. He used to have a good leader, or one of our subjects did at one point, but he's probably dead at this point. It's adjacent to us via the little tiny connection there and here, so out of curiosity, fort level in this area is what? He's got level 6, 1, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. It'd be pretty damn difficult to penetrate that country. I think we'd just not act on it. I can't see being able to beat him. Not in any kind of reasonable period of time. It'd just be a very painful war. Yeah, that event was very troll-like. I agree. Should I just pick up an alliance with somebody? It's better to have an alliance with somebody than nobody, right? They're just all little one-province miners. How am I supposed to do with these? Okay. Might as well ask for their trade power, right? If they're just gonna give it to us. Siena has two whole troops. We got 140,000 people. I mean, any number of troops is better than 0, I think. But yeah, 2 whole troops. Likely to be more during a war, but still. Alright, until we can pick up an alliance with somebody better, I am going to take the alliance with Siena. Allied to Portugal and Naples. Maybe that'll affect Naples' opinion of us. Right, okay, so they have reached their alliance limit, and now I'm at my alliance limit. That's fine. Were we at war with Siena? Yeah, we fought Siena once. Call to Crusade. Although the Great Crusades ended in the 13th century, the practice was revived. The practice was revived again in the 15th century when Europe itself was invaded by infidels. Lose manpower that we don't have in order to make my opinion of Kiev go up. Pay a tithe. Let them fend for themselves, or tell the Pope that the age of Crusades is over. We'll pay a tithe. We are over the relationship limit because I can't count. I can't count. That's the main reason. Alright, is there a policy we can turn on that'll give us another relationship slot? Explain to me how diplomatic policy that gives us +1 integrate. What is the purpose of this? The only thing that this actually affects is like AI willingness to have relationship with you. Because you're spending 1 diplo point per month to gain 1 diplomatic relationship slot, which if you add an excess relationship slot would cost you 1 diplo point per month. What's the point? Actually, hold on. It actually says main effect will be that the assimilation process will progress 10% faster. Okay, alright. Guess gotta read the tooltip, huh? Wow, this came down quick. 82.3% autonomy already? Felt pretty quick to me. They don't have enough money to give me ducats. Not yet. Incorporate Nice. Kind of tempting. I mean, in theory... Oh, he's actually trained some troops. Why? I mean, that's nice of him, but why? These 3 locked policies are for vassal. Read tooltip. All 3 of them? Not just the one in the center? The One Currency Act. Main effect will be that assimilation process will be 10% faster. Admin Tech 10. Main effect will be 10% increased assimilation process at Military Tech 30. Okay. Well, for the moment, we're kind of doing okay. Corruption could be better. We could root it out, but rooting out corruption affects our prestige, and we've taken huge prestige hits because England is an idiot who can't land troops on land. He's just a dummy, calls us into wars, then gets all upset with us when we have to take a peace because our capital's about to fall because he let France siege it for a year and a half. Yeah. Are there any great powers that might intervene, I wonder? No. Most of the great powers are over in Asia. Ecclesiastical writings. Now, in vanilla, you need 1 fort per 50 development to maintain fully maintained forts. I wonder if I can turn off, like, my fort in my capital. Granted that it might trigger France to attack, but let's try turning it off and see if we still get the full army tradition from fully maintained forts next month. So the fort is off, and we are at fully maintained forts +1. So based on that, I'm going to say it's probably 50 still? I don't know, I'd have to check the actual game file to know for sure, but that could save us a little bit of money for now. It's only 0.11 ducats a month though, which actually makes me feel like it's probably better to keep the garrison strong, just pay those ducats. Yeah, 0.11 some ducats is not going to make enough of a difference. I'll just have the fort on for security. I may break an alliance. Break the alliance with Siena as soon as Aragon's willing to accept. Anybody that's willing to defend me against France, that's all I care about. Unfortunately, there is no promise of territory available, so I can't just, like, ally him and then immediately declare war on France. But while there is a diplomatic ruler in charge of Aragon that doesn't want to eat my land, it might not be a bad idea to pick up an alliance with this guy. He beat the crap out of Genoa. He's probably going to want to beat the crap out of me at some point. He's got claims on my land, for crying out loud. So becoming an ally with him would probably be a good thing right now. That would be my guess. We already have the royal marriage, so we already have the relationship slot tied up. Let's ask him for like military access and, you know, just continue to work toward making something happen with this guy. I am capped on alliance slots right now, but they are not. So we've barely done anything with this guy. I think we do just... Let's just ditch this alliance right now. In preparation for an alliance with this guy. Neutral attitude, provincial army strength, provincial navy strength. I'm going to train another unit of infantry. I'm actually kind of tempted to consider an actual advisor now. But buildings, man, those are good. Still, if we take at least like a diplomatic advisor to try to knock out some of these other ideas. The sooner we get that, that is good. Unrest, foreign spy detection, interest per annum, trade efficiency. None of these are that great. Any that are like really good for administrative, maybe? Inflation reduction? I keep on getting inflation, so it would be nice if that didn't happen. Morale of Armies guy would be really nice. And actually, holy crap, he lowers military tech costs too. We should take him right before taking the military tech if we end up at war. Alright, let's see if we can get an alliance with you. -1 reasons. Come on, dude. I'm so strong. I'm telling you, man. I am fearsome. I'll even build a boat if it makes you happy. Do you want me to build a boat, sir? I kind of wanted to wait till next tech so I could get more light trade, like trade power from these ships. I'm also doing a diplomatic idea group, so it's going to take a few years, if you don't mind. Is Miltech affecting that army strength calculation? Usually, I think it does, yes. I mean, we could take some tech now. Like, a level to see. A boat? We should make some boats. Let's take to the sea. What do you think? Should I just, like, build boats now, even though they're going to be obsolete soon on the next Diplotech? Or should we just stockpile the funds? Maybe we should just take a level of Diplotech now, build the boats. Then resume the idea group. It doesn't sound half bad to me. Check the institution first? There's no way. There's no way that the institution that we are behind on, meritocracy, is going to spread over here. No one has meritocracy. It's just not a thing. The next institution is Renaissance in 1450. We apparently need something called Art Power of 6. So we're not really on track to spawn the Renaissance, although it should spawn in Italy anyway. And casual literacy in 1550. Wow, there's 100 years between these two. Globalized trade. Oh, okay, so not really in order? No, globalized trade is 1600. That's 200 years away. Then 1650, then 1700. Okay. How can you get meritocracy? Just wait for the Asians to appear, I guess. Spread over there. I admit, I'm kind of tempted to murder my heir. He's okay. He's only got 7 monarch points. He's pretty weak overall. I like the strong claim, definitely. But the thing is that, timing-wise, he's already going to be older, and we're never going to get to use our consort. I'd rather have, like, a brand new heir, and maybe have a few years with the Regency, with the 545, and possibly have a better heir. Right now, I'm leaning towards getting this Diplotech. Council of Toulon ends in deadlock. Okay. Yeah, we can pick up the alliance now. Yet again, we're not dead. Screw you, England. See, Aragon, he's got boats and his army's already on the mainland, huh? Huh? Gonna go well. Switzerland has no heir. No heir and no royal marriages. I don't know. Would you guys take this chance? The guy is 46. If we get a royal marriage with him, we spend 1 diplo point per month to have the relationship, but if he dies, we could potentially get a union, or at least get our dynasty on the throne, and if they have the same dynasty as us, they don't count towards the alliance relationship limit. It says right in here. The number of alliances a nation can have is restricted by rank, court size, diplomatic tech, unless you share a dynasty. So if they get our dynasty, then that's just a free relationship we can have, which might make or break the campaign. So I'm kind of tempted to just go for it. I'm not going to put in any more effort than I need to just to get the royal marriage, but I'm going to take the chance. 5 legitimacy? Ouch. Oh well. On monarch death, a noble from our house will succeed to the throne. So we could potentially have the same dynasty now. Moria. Hohenzollern. Ooh, England. Something bad just happened in England. It's green. On monarch death, succession war between France and Portugal. Damn. That's not what I wanted to see. Well, many nations don't actually have full standing armies during times of peace. Like, he'll militarize if he can. Aragon has... They have 7 with a force limit of 8, but the thing is that their force limit will go up significantly when they are at war because they will call upon the estate. So, if we had 5,000 ducats right now, and we were only allowed to build 1 building, what would we build? A local university for 546 ducats, who potentially make education better, and I think we can maybe either get like prestige or money or something if other people are exporting their students to us, right? Like if we take a look at the state education, I have questions about education. Our country's education level determines educational bonus. Education level will decay at a rate of 5%. To reverse this trend and improve our education level, we must spend resources. 2 major components. Upper class populations are primarily recipients of education. As your education level grows, it becomes more costly. Universities. Universities are critical to achieving a high education level. The first, second, and third level of universities each educate 369 pupils. These slots are divided into domestic slots and prestige slots. Domestic slots are dedicated to educating students in nearby areas. These slots can be taken by foreign students on some occasions, but that is rare and hard to see. Prestige slots are different. Blah, blah, blah. As universities can educate people. If you have extra pupil slots after all of your upper classes have university access, you will have one of two choices when it comes to utilizing the rest. The first option is to open your universities to foreign students. Any foreign upper class pop who does not have access to university can instead use your university for a fee. The only requirement is that the people must come from a province of the same religion and the same culture group as the province containing the university. The second option is to close your universities, which allows your pupils to double study or triple study in that slot. However, each additional slot a pupil takes up beyond the first will endow less and less of a bonus. Okay. So, it sounds good to have that, to have a university. It's an option. On the other hand, we could build, like, a bank for... It's not possible. An art corporation for 682 or 1,082 ducats. Those sound pretty expensive. A warehouse. Warehouses we can actually build right now. Interesting. What does the warehouse do? The warehouse district also doubles the city growth rate due to imported food. This is especially effective for large cities with high urban gravity but constrained regional food supplies. So we get urban production power plus 15%, base urban gravity modifier 5%, rural wealth growth. You want to build your university where your upper class population is, and if you build it in Liguria, you could spawn the Renaissance. Yeah, but it was like 1,000 ducats. Like 866 ducats to build it there. It's crazy. How about fish? Sailors are good, I hear. If we build a fishing port in the one province we're allowed to build it, we get what? A little bit of urban gravity, some more trade power, sailors, because those matter, supply limit, and naval force limit. All seems kind of crap. Commune hall. More urban gravity. It's alright, I guess. Marketplace. Urban gravity modifier. Local trade power plus 0.5. Hey, fixed local trade power. That sounds good. And a local trade multiplicative modifier, 15%, and trade value. This is sounding pretty damn good to me. And the Merchant Guild, I'm assuming, is just like an upgraded version of it. Cool. Cathedral. Just lowers unrest. Mine complex. We can't build it. Why is this thing a scroll list? It scrolls from here to here. Okay. Anyway, I guess the one that appeals to me the most would be, like, the marketplace, actually. Naval force limit will come in handy soon. Again, the other option is that we just spend all of our money on ships, which I'm leaning toward. We make some Latin-sailed caravels. Now, this is one of my minor complaints in vanilla EU4 as well, is that when we upgrade this ship, right now we can see the stats for the Crayer. We're about to get the Latin-sailed caravel. I will not be able to see the stats of a Crayer anymore unless I have some. So write these numbers down, 21, 19, 6, 1.5. We're going to take the tech. I've already forgotten most of the numbers. Oh my god, I'm so glad that I waited. It doubled the trade power from 1.5 to 3. If I had built these, only to find out that I'm getting like half the trade power out of them, I would be pissed. So we want to make some Latin-sailed caravels. 463 days. Out of curiosity, what's determining the build speed? Port plus 15%. Rud estuary. Rud Tulando estuary and timber supplies. Base urban gravity. Reduces it. We'll just build it in multiple places, I guess. It's still faster. That's only going to be 5 out of our 14 force limit. Over the next couple of years, we'll get those ships out. Maybe they'll pay for themselves, I don't know. Probably not. Marketplace in your center of trades? Well, the thing is that centers of trade are kind of movable, and also if we were to build a marketplace in our center of trade, it's not 190, it's 409, so it's much more expensive. And since the trade power is actually there's a flat multiplier on trade, we have 152% trade power efficiency multiplier in that province, and 122%. Part of it is that there is the burghers are in control, and yes, there's the estuary and stuff, providing some raw local trade power. But if I had to guess, I would say we're probably better off building it, spreading it out. I could pay twice as much to have it in this province, or I could have two. What would be better? Would you rather have 0.5 with a slightly reduced modifier in two provinces, for a total of like 1 point, maybe 3 trade power, or would you rather have it in one province with a slightly higher ratio? I bet you still get more by spreading it out. Granted, it's harder to defend, so there's an argument for it and against it. Greater noble loyalty deteriorates. That's not good. They lose 15 loyalty, 91% chance of no effect, and we have 9% chance of losing stability. Greater nobles. Okay, so in 4 months, I can kind of fix it ish. Perhaps that's an argument to, oh, I don't know, not keep it below, like, 40%? Shocking, right? Sun Wu is helping out. The gravity doesn't help make ships faster. That is an artifact of how we hacked into the building descriptions. Oh. Okay. You sure? Because it... 545 days... times... These are usually additive. Let's just say ports. Minus 15. So the sum is going to be like 0.85. 463 days. It works out exactly. I think it's still applying. Whether it's intentional or not, I don't know, but if you just add those multipliers all together, it's an 85%, which works. So I'm going to leave this event open as long as I can, because it looks bad. A marketplace in your center of trade will probably have more than 4x the effect. Since provinces will build their own buildings, it seems like the best place to build buildings is where it would steer the province in a different direction, like to build a trade production where there currently is none. Flemish Pogrom. Aragon has inherited the throne of Sicily. I don't want to gain 20 piety, I want to lose piety. Also, I kind of want the greater nobles to be happy. I hope this event stays up for a couple months. It's applying, but it's the shipwright, not the urban gravity. So it's just the tooltip that's wrong. Okay. I gotcha. Makes sense. I'm glad to see that we're actually making money. I feel so weird. I feel naked having no advisors, but it's fine, I guess, as long as we're making money. Ports are actually useful because they allow you to transit. Yeah, I could have sworn I saw somewhere that ports affect it, but in the tooltip, there's nothing in here about CE. I think it was like one of Demian Sky's videos that I saw where he was showing the communication efficiency. But if these buildings provide communication efficiency transference, or whatever you'd call it, they should say something about that in the tooltip. Doesn't say anything about it. Like, I don't have any ports. Why can't I build one over here? Trade Dockland. Okay, so I do have ports. It's just that the upgraded versions don't kind of like show. So we have no rank 4, no rank 3. We have a rank 2 trade harbor over here. We have a rank 1 in our capital. And a rank 0 in our subject here. So, how does the actual communication efficiency get calculated? Can I... Does building more forts actually affect it? I'm guessing that it doesn't. Because how could building another port like here actually speed up the transference? Because you still got to go to the sea tile of Côte d'Azur into the Ligurian Sea. They don't have tooltips. The tooltip is the name of the building. Mouse over a CE modifier. They don't show because PDX doesn't have buildings show requirements other than tech. Communication efficiency can move over water quite rapidly in good conditions. Government agents require a port at the originating province and the destination. Better ports make travel smoother and faster. Having more ports to act as relays along a water path will further speed up travel. So having another port, like a better port here, would help, even though, like, logically, they would go from the port to the sea tile, to the sea tile, to the port. So I don't see how that would make any difference, but I guess maybe they could stop off for some crumpets or something. Enjoy a little bit of time at the port. Have some wine or something. Maybe a strong port. Haha. A port wine. Anyway, let's talk to the estate. Make them happy. In 0 months. Oh no, they're disloyal. No, don't be disloyal. I'm going to offer you favors. Here's a magnificent gift. Not going to be enough though. They're still going to be at. They're going to be at 24. They're going to be at 29. No. I'm going to present them a magnificent gift anyway. And then I'm guessing I'm going to... I can't bestow privileges for 23 months. They're just going to be disloyal. Well, now I'm kind of concerned about this one being so close to 30. Okay. All I'm picking up is that it is a good idea to build ports everywhere, basically. So for 192 ducats, we can build a port here, and that might help out with communication efficiency over here, which will affect autonomy decay, which affects stuff and things. Granted, it just raised autonomy in every province, which is, you know, not good, but still. Why is Genoa back there? Is Genoa back here? What are you talking about? I don't see Genoa. I just want to finish the education of Nice. I think I'm going to take the mission for it. Sure, 5 prestige. That's what I need. So, the policy regarding our vassals. Let's meet with Nice. Nothing for the moment. Okay. Nothing for the moment. 8.97 years. That's so slow! They will allow you to have better CE, communicate efficiency, if you, say, acquire Sardinia and have a port there as well as Liguria. Sure, that makes sense. Definitely. Pretty unlikely, considering I've had to ally Aragon to offset the French, because the English are complete idiots, and they don't put their troops on the lands before they do it. Corrupt taxmen. Lose admin or lose money? I think I actually care about the admin more right now. It's 4-to-1 ratio. We actually have some money at the moment, so go for that. So before I forget, I wanted to mention this. I'm going to, tonight, probably, or maybe if not tonight, first thing tomorrow morning, post a link in the description of a video on YouTube for people to submit questions that they want to ask about M&T. On Thursday, I'm going to be streaming again. Probably going to end up being M&T. Pretty much 100% chance, I think, because I'm really enjoying it right now. And I'm going to host a Skype phone call with at least one, if not a couple, people from the development team. So if you have any questions about the development of M&T, mod making in general, specific design decisions for M&T 2.0, or just really anything related to this project whatsoever, there will be an option or a place for you to submit questions that you can ask, and we'll have our moderators review those questions, and then we'll kind of play and talk and just have some fun playing the game a bit with the developers directly. And if we can, we'll try to address as many questions as possible and clear up any confusion that there may be about the game, or like, what's going on with it. So we can't do this one again. Once in a generation. Sure, I guess we do this one. Yeah, so we're going to do a subscriber-only open question type thing during the stream. So just to be clear, like, we're going to have a list of questions that people will be able to submit between today and Thursday, and then we'll do like a standard AMA type thing where we'll answer probably, or like look to 2 probably questions out of the actual question list, and then we'll take live questions at the same time from people in chat. But we want to have a good number of fair, kind of perused or clear questions to look to. Just so that we're not trying to parse Twitch chat on the fly, which doesn't always work out well. We'll ask the moderators to parse Twitch chat, see if they can find questions and, pick them out, write them down, send them to me separately. But, Moria. They're Eastern, right? They're not going to take the alliance, or the royal marriage. Anything change with Switzerland? No? Negative 72 prestige, age 48. Something could happen. Which devs are going to be in on it? Probably going to be Sun Wu. I'm not sure if she wants to have other people join, or if she wants to have that be like mostly her platform to answer questions. I'm willing to have or host as many people as want to come from the dev team, but I'm pretty sure it's, at this point, looking to be Sun Wu primarily. Could change. I mean, it's 2 days away. You never know. People's schedules. It seems like the alliance to Aragon is definitely offsetting France. He's not trying to attack me. We've had no truce for a while. He's still hostile. He hates my guts. He wants my land, but he's not trying to attack me. Malorn is interested. I believe Malorn is the person who packaged the mod pack I'm using right now, so I would love to meet that person. He, she, him, her. Alright, let's try protecting trade. In Genoa, we expect it to be a loss of 0.03 ducats. Sweet. Oh well. This ship is new and improved. It's got cannons and hull size and whatever. Even if it loses us money, it's still going to provide us with naval power, which scares our neighbors. So that sounds good. It may not actually pay for itself, but it still does, kind of. Because it affects all kinds of things in this game. Things like relative strength of the alliance. Even though France probably could beat me in a land war guaranteed, they still care about my naval strength, and it affects their willingness to declare war on me. So If it's the one thing holding off the French from being in the war or declaring the war, I want to have it. Province built building. So we were making like 2.1. We got 3 light ships now that are online and protecting trade. We made a massive 0.08 more money. Nice. And these guys cost 0.12. So 3 ships, 0.36, and it made us 0.08. We're definitely losing more than the game estimated. Oh well. So 29% loyalty. It hasn't like triggered like this massive horrible thing yet. It doesn't mean that it won't. Court is actually still growing, which surprises me. And we're exactly where I want to be. We're just holding steady on education. I don't want to contribute anymore. Don't want to reduce it. Just want to stay even. They were considering making ships able to capture undefended provinces in future patches. Ooh. That makes ships sound interesting. Is there seriously a country in this game called Befalsgrafschaft is the emperor? So you're saying that the next time France wants to come kill me, I'm gonna get defended by this guy, which is the Platinate, and his 3 provinces. I'm dead. Yeah, I'm dead. He's got 4K troops. Bohemia had not that many more. 6K. Maybe we get lucky. Maybe the Platinate's got a better alliance chain. He's got Passau and Trier. But Bohemia had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 vassals. That's where all of his power came from. He has no allies, but ugh. He has a regency council. That's why he wasn't electable. He can't be the emperor if he's got a regency. He just died too early and ended my campaign. I'm going to die like damn near instantly. What does this one do? So, we're dead. Probably. Brittany has no heir either. Or a royal marriage. Oh, right. It's just this that's all it does. It just gives us an advisor, which we don't want. So Flanders. Flanders is the royal marriage we'd be competing against, and they have 113 total pop, so I can't compete with that. There's no real point in doing that. I want tech so badly. Can we just take some tech? Switzerland seeks an annulment. Duke Louis's cousin abroad sends dire tidings. It seems her husband, the monarch of Switzerland, is seeking an annulment, declaring that she is barren. Well, her being Baron's good for me, because when he dies, good things happen. If he dies, succession war between us and Berg. That sounds great. You just should just die. 49-year-old man, die. I don't know. No. You can't have it. Pope man, I expect you to defend me. This royal marriage is important. I'll even improve relations with you, Pope man. You must keep this thing in place so that I can get the Swiss in my pocket. I'll even improve relations with the guy as well. We're gonna make everyone like us. Lithuania cited independence from Poland. What? Oh my god. Poland is fighting Scandinavia and Lithuania and Smolensk and Bryansk and all the things. He's called in Hungary and Croatia. Croatia being a vassal underneath Hungary. He's got Swidnica, and the Teutons are a vassal apparently. Good luck. Good luck there, sir. Let's check something. Is there any province that we could privateer that would make us more? Here, let's do it this way. We're going to go F15. We're going to sort by value. The Venice node has 11.99 ducats and a total trade power of 210. So basically what we want to do is take total trade value and divide it by the total trade power to get the value per trade power, and then whichever one's the highest is actually going to be the best. We can eyeball it for now. Paris would be good, but it's not coastal. So Andalusia actually looks pretty good. Six trade value with 170 versus Genoa. Less wealth. Well, let's see what the actual interface says if we look at it in here. It's showing a potential profit in Venice. Or in Sicily. We try Venice. Head over there and do it. Piss off the damn Venetians. Stupid Venetians. (95.265%). 2.4 years away. Wow. Am I just letting time actually pass now? Do I wait 2.46 years or I spend 75 monarch points to try to speed it up? I think I just wait. That guy always says no. I have no idea what determines whether or not he's going to say yes or not, but... Saluzzo. I would like to speed up, but I can't. Okay, cool. Bryansk and Smolensk are Lithuanian vassals. Alright, we are privateering in Venice. Let's see. Spoils of war, 0.28 ducats. Now with 2 ships there, 0.56. That's pretty good. They're paying for themselves and then some. Everyone to Venice! Privateer away! We're off to see the Venetians! To steal all their ducats. Marriage declared valid. Good. Screw you, stupid Swiss. You can't break free. We will build as many boats as we can now. And of course, immediately thereafter, he has gotten an heir. Naturally. Of course he did. $3 ducats a month in income? Holy crap! What are we gonna do with all this money? And on top of that, we still actually have, ooh, that's not cool. Brittany's being attacked by France? I don't like that at all. CB sends weakness. No, don't do that. He's got no allies. No, sad, no. Can I improve relations with him and, like, intervene? That'd probably be a bad idea, right? What can I do with all this money? Build a university? That would be... unlikely. It's a lot of money. A lot of money to build an actual university. We currently have no CB. If we tried to declare war on France directly, we would have to fight Castile as well. If we tried to attack Savoy, I'm assuming France would defend him still, even though he's in his own war. We have no claims on anybody else. I haven't even tried to fabricate a claim on somebody. I could. This fella has... he's a junior partner underneath Milan. Milan is... or could be my rival. We can go fight Switzerland. Lucca, allied to Venice. Pisa, independent, allied to Gorizia. This little guy over here, okay. It's on Tech 11 military. He's also allied to Bologna, which is a one-province minor here. Only 3 provinces coastal. I think we're gearing up for naval superiority. Looks like we can probably fabricate a claim on Siena as well. But he's allied to Naples. He's allied and Portugal as well. So really, my only options are Milan, maybe Savoy, or one of these guys on the coast. Looks to me like Pisa is the best option. Unless, yeah, it's the only option, really. Unless Venice is really weak. Is Venice really weak? Venice has 7k troops. And Tech 10. Oh, he's also in a trade league with Lubeck. So that's way more than just that. Pisa is the best option then. Alright, we'll go for it. We'll try. We'll try to build a claim up. The stability of Provence improves. Holy crap, it actually said the instead of that. When did that get fixed? You're pretty sure that I can't save for university? 90% sure I'd go to war? Yeah. My playstyle is a bit more pugnacious. I don't like to just sit and wait, so... let's see, we can not offer favors for 35 months. And 35 months here. We could give these guys a privilege if I was really that concerned about their loyalty. But I don't want to give them privileges. Then again, I don't really want a disaster either. Are they actually, like, doing a disaster? No. Beats me then, I don't know. On a scale of 1 to pissed, how pissed do you think Venice is already? Pirated us. Negative 13. That's not that bad. How's Florence looking for you after you take Pisa? Well, assuming we attack Pisa and we move into Florence, Florence is allied to the Papal State, which is not really a problem. Construction is running over budget. Which construction? What construction? There's construction happening here? The construction of the caravel? The architect and stonemason? I guess we're building the ship out of stone. The construction is running over budget on our stone ship. Unless, is there like a... Could the burgers be building something at the same time? Or am I actually reading this right? That we're building a ship out of stone? I think that, yeah. That's great. Well, the last time I got the event, it was while I was doing the building, so you can see why I would assume that that's what it's related to. Alright, can we rival Pisa? We have 2 rival slots available. We've got Milan, Flanders, the Papal State. we've been presented with in the past the option to take a vassalize the Papal State mission. I'm not so sure that would work out well for us, but we could try it. To get a claim, it will cost us how many points? 52. Okay. 52 here. 52 here. Was 90 last time I was checking. I don't know why it's suddenly 52, but okay. Let's see. I know we have an idea that lowers cost by 20%. What's 52 divided by 0.8? 65? Is the base claim cost 65 now? Maybe? Perhaps. Let's just say perhaps. Shall we murder the heir? Let's wait and see what his personality is, and if it's no good, we'll murder the man. I'll take a prestige hit for that. You nerfed the spy network cost because it was overkill? 90 seemed pretty high to me. Especially because the 90 seemed hard-coded, too. I couldn't... Even having memory of ungiven claims didn't reduce it. 40% chance of stability, or get a guy that I can't afford. End of the Peasants' War. Base cost is 40. The HRE has been set to plus 200%, which capped at 90. Oh, okay. So plus 200% minus 20% from the Ungvin thing would still be like plus 180%, capped at 90. Gotcha. Gotcha. I want to go to war. It's been too long. Shouldn't have left you. We can demand 94 ducats from these guys. I'm not going to, though. Instead, we're going to let them we're just going to let them amass some wealth, and they're going to build their own buildings because they're going to be useful. Alright, so how long will it actually take then? We need 52 minus the current 8.52, and the growth rate's 1.41 per month. So it's going to take 46 months. So we got like 4 years to prepare for a war with Pisa. In those 4 years, I can definitely build some more ships. We have some money. Let's build another ship. Actually, we could build out of Liguria, it looks like. So, excuse me? Poland now has a union over what was the emperor for the last 70 years? Alright. Brittany will cede 1, 2, 3 provinces to France. That's not good. We're making 1.55 ducats per month. Holy crap, these pirates are doing really well. The largest trade power here, Venice, makes privateers 61% plus 61% efficient. That's right, Venice. This is my money. Piracy down under. Piracy ho. Zealous religious head. Okay. Getting kind of close to the monarch point cap for military tech. We should probably take tech. I don't think we're going to get to the end of this idea group until then. Lithuania will be forced to give 10% of their money, and Lithuania will stay a subject. Looks like. I'm assuming Lithuania's still not particularly happy about the Union at the moment. No, their liberties are 0%. 11-month, almost 1 year, supporting my favorite grand strategist. Well, thank you, Killer Nuts, 247. Our truce with Siena has just expired. Can I do one more war? Is there any way I could fit one more war into the session tonight? Can we finish the integration of Nice? I feel like we've been doing this forever. 99.114%. 0.46 years. Okay, we can wait that long. Damn it. Alright, what is this based on? Is it based on their opinion of me? Is it just random? Like, what is the deal? Because if it's based on opinion, I could just force myself to improve relations with them a bit more. I have about 30 more minutes. Oh, I do, right? Yeah. William just says that all the time. Did Poland get Bohemia's vassals too? Well, Bohemia still has their own vassals, so yes. They have a personal union over Bohemia. Bohemia still has all of their vassals, so... all these little one-province miners over here are all underneath Poland indirectly because Bohemia still has them. It's really, really, really good for him. It is based on opinion. Well, damn it! Wish I had known that. Well, I'm not going to do it again. I don't know why I'm worrying about it now, but... well, I might do it again, actually. It's like 20 years, so... France has given me a window of opportunity here. To grow my pirate fleet. To grow my booty. We have 8 out of 14 ships now. It's a lot of money. These damn things are 34 ducats apiece, so even just building 8 of them, that's 272 ducats we've sunk into boats. And they're not even complete yet. Actually, there's 8 that are complete, 3 more that are on their way. One thing I don't know about really is this timber management thing. It's a lot of stuff. Excuse me. Alright, Nice. Nice. Nice? 99.114? Come on, dude. Come on. Come on, man. Let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Nice. Nice. I want your lands. Also, he's got 81 ducats in the bank. I'd really like it if I could have that money. You know what we should do? We should game the system a little bit. We should sell him some boats. Of course, the last time I sold boats was at the very beginning of the campaign, and it gave me like 1.5 inflation, which was bad. France continues to expand. It's rather terrifying. Our ruler is a zealot. Really valuable right now. If we get a bad personality trait, I think we ditch Robert. You use boats to... you use wood to build boats. Thank you. Had no idea. Oldenburg has no heir. Our heir is honest. It's okay, it's not really great. I think we get rid of the air. Corruption. Hereditary administrative positions. So it's 100 dip. And we could lose up to 3 stability. The chances of not losing any stability are 0.5 times 0.5 times 0.5. We have a 12.5% chance of losing no stability, also known as an 87.5% chance of losing at least 1 stability. We're at 2, though. So for 10 years, we get diplomatic reputation +1, and then we get corruption. And then until the end of the game, though, we get increased advisor costs and reduced possible advisors. It seems really, really bad. I don't like this decision, but I'm gonna try it. Alright, we're at 2. We only lost 1! Wow! That's really surprising. I'm pretty happy with that outcome. Inspirational Preacher. Cool. Congratulations, Inspirational Preacher. Yeah, this mod is very in-depth. It takes a lot of attention. It takes a lot of focus to play it. I cannot believe we're not getting any kind of indication about Nice. Didn't I say I was thinking about getting rid of this guy? I think we get rid of him. He's subpar. The prestige isn't that important. Although, diplomatic reputation... If we sack prestige right now, we're going to lose Diplo rep. Let's integrate Nice first, and then we'll kill the kid. Alright, and also I wanted to try to sell my ships to him before we try to do the integration. I'm assuming that it may have already happened, and there's just no pop-up. Nope, still at 99.14. I'm positive that we don't inherit his treasury, so I want his treasury. He's got 85 ducats. We can sell 2 ships to him for 80 ducats. We can sell 1 ship to him for 40. I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna sell the ships to him. We gain 0.64 inflation, but that's just monarch points, which are actually not as valuable as money, it feels like, in this campaign. And then when we do the integration, we inherit those ships. So while we're inheriting him and annexing him, we just build more. Hopefully not forgetting that we have them being queued and built, so... So when is this Nice thing gonna update? Because it's, I swear it's been a year, hasn't it? Oh. Yeah, okay, no pop-up. Just Nice assimilation is complete. Okay, yeah, we just need to have diplomat free. November of 1410. 6 Diplo points per month unless conditions change. It's gonna affect opinions of people and stuff. Okay, so these things don't affect integration, they only affect assimilation. I'm not even trying to, but the court's actually working its way up to a better number, so I guess we'll increase funding a little bit to try to nudge it all the way there. And then education is just holding steady above 50, which is where I want it, so... RIP Culture Idea Group, true. It's not that bad, though. Like, we're losing 1 per month for the next year and a half. Oh well. Getting this guy integrated and getting this land, this is another 23 230,000. That's a 250,000 dudes living there. All owned by the greater nobles, in his country at least. We could hire a diplomatic guy. We have money. We could do it. There's no diplomatic reputation advisor available. The trade efficiency guy doesn't appeal to me. But I guess if I had to choose one, I would choose the... trade efficiency guy. Sure. We'll hire a diplomatic advisor. At least try to offset the fact that we're not gaining any. Actually, it's 7 out of 5 relationship slots. Wait, when did we get down to 5? I thought we had 6 earlier. Ooh, that January calculation. It's getting kind of long. Respectable court. No! I just looked at this damn thing. Oh, okay, that's my bad. It wasn't increasing. It was above 30. It was above 40% before, and somehow it went down. Right? Or was there some other reason why we had an extra relationship slot? Because I know we had 6 before. Vassal upkeep +1. That's it. So because he is assimilated, we lost a relationship slot. Vassal upkeep was 2 before. I chose the one that costs more to hire because he's younger. That's just vanilla mechanics. The older the advisor, there's a slight modifier on the higher cost. But I looked at it and thought, okay, so I'm going to pay 1 extra ducat so that the guy will probably live an extra 5 years. That's good. I'll do that. He also became more centralized. So you're saying this number here, absolutism? Is it a coincidence that we're at exactly 40? We're at max 40. Wait a minute, if we're at max 40, do I even need to have that policy on anymore? I can't go any higher. I'm paying 1 admin point per month for no reason. The following actions affect your absolutism in this age. Harsh treatment. Increased stability. Decrease autonomy is not even possible. Increase autonomy. Is there no decision I can take to raise max absolutism? Yeah, I probably should turn that policy off. It seems kind of silly that it even stays on if it just gets capped. I didn't realize. I mean, it was 0.4 per year, right? So I think we went up from 30 to 40. So that's 10 divided by 0.4. 25 years. It should just automatically expire or something. Or I should have remembered. But, you know. Alright, so Pisa. Claim cost was 52. We have a 2% chance of getting caught right now. Ages are in the next version? Okay, what about like the Splendor? Is Splendor in? Can you do stuff with Splendor? Ottoman siege ability? Alright, so we've stolen all of our subjects' money by selling him boats. Integration will be complete in November of 1410, so we're about a year away from that. And we need 52 spy network strength, so we're like 6-7 months away. I think it's time to maybe get ready to raise morale. I'm assuming we recover morale at about the same rate as vanilla. Yeah, 24% of max each tick. So 4 months ahead of time. Actually, we have Cav that need to reinforce. It can take them 8 months. Let's wait a little bit then. We'll keep them on now. No splendor. Sad times. Well, where I'd like to wrap this one up tonight, since I've actually gone way over what I expected, I would like to... get ready for this war. I'd probably like to get a different general. Not too happy with this general. The shock value is really weak. But... yeah, I'm just going to roll a general because he's got 7 pips, which is okay, but they're just allocated wrong. And we have 1,600 military points. So let's just roll a general and hope that it goes well. Wow, corruption's actually high enough that it's raising the cost to recruit a general. There we go. Totally acceptable. Sorry, Berenger. You're fired. I mean, it's not that much difference. It's still 7 pips. It's just that now we got a siege pip, 1 less maneuver, and we transferred a fire pip to the shock pip. So it's better by far. Roll your heir. That's a great idea. If we're gonna kill him soon anyway, after the integration, we might as well try. Maybe we can get some value out of him. Actually, he also has 3 military skills, so... yeah, he's not very good. Get ready for this war. I can now guarantee Twitch chat that we will fight this war. Ah, damn it. You're probably right. Brunswick has no heir. Quite a few royal marriages. But they're with very small nations. The problem is that we're already, like, way over the relationship limit, aren't we? So, taking a royal marriage just for a chance at a union, when we're trying to do a diplomatic idea group, seems kind of wasteful. Next month, we can do it. Alright, so supposing we're at war, we would want to be in position to engage these level 1 forts over here first, knock him out separate piece. Bologna is going to take 6 troops, we don't even have that. I'm assuming that's kind of how you pronounce that word, I don't know. Of course, this is also assuming that his allies are going to defend him. This is not a very rich nation. Decent trade power here in the Genoa node, so we want that. Loyal religious head, okay. Come back from here. Let's fabricate a claim on this guy. Will last for 50 years, cool. And he doesn't have an actual fort, it's just local fortifications plus capital. So we can march right through, siege down these lower ones. Let's check to see the strength of the Pisan army first. He has 1 troop. So all we have to do is just get down there, put 2 here, and then block the other province. And then we just start the 2 occupations of these 2. Then we leave 1 troop here to block recruitment, and then we head north to go smash this other guy. I'm assuming Bologna has, like, no army either? Whatever the hell his name is. Bologna sounds like a good name. Bologna. Bologna has 3k troops. Alright, we do want to have tech, though. So, let's do some technology. Infantry shock, supply, land morale. Infantry fire, combat with, land morale. We'll need military access. Through these two nations. I am going to obtain this access now. We'll just pay the Diplo points for being over the relationship limit for now. I want to assure that I can get over there and stack wipe his one stack and block him from recruiting any troops. So on December the 1st, we declare war so that he can't raise his morale. This should all work out just fine. We're not going to call any allies in. He can bring in whoever... Ah, crap! I didn't pause. Whatever, it's fine. Take Pisa. The following peace options are disabled. Forced conversion, forming a personal union, and changing government form. That's fine. Let's do this. Alright, so we're just going to march over to here. This guy we might be able to knock out just via the blockade. Of course, I kind of want my ships to keep protecting trade, because that's what they're good for. It's not going to be an instant overrun, but it should be pretty damn good. We're not really deploying the way that I would have. I would have gone 3 infantry in the center, 2 cav in the flanks, but it's such a minor issue. I don't really need to worry about it, probably. We lost 88 men. We could have lost fewer! We'll leave behind that. Split this in half. You guys head all the way to the war goal, or the distant province. We don't actually need to suffer the attrition right now, so let's just move over to here. There is no loot tick for hanging out, so we'll just wait. And what we care about is these sieges, so I think I'm going to pull the whole navy back for the moment. These ships are making me 2 ducats a month, which is fairly sizable, though. Let's see, how much can these guys blockade? They have a blockade speed of 2. So we need 3, 4, need 4. But he's got a few ships in there. Let's pull, I guess. Man, that's expensive. If ships completing, in 55 days we'll have a ship complete. Alright, well, it's just going to cost me some money to actually do the blockades. I don't want to wait, though. My subject has attached no troops. My other subject is raising men. Looting policy. Well, we plan on conquering this land, so... I'm just going to say let them loot. I'm going to go with the center. Center option seems to be pretty damn good, usually. Alright, blockades in place on these 2 provinces. Yes and yes. He is fielding a troop on January the 23rd, except not really. If one of my subjects could go ahead and just, you know, spawn a siege general, it'll be rather convenient. Got a wall breach. He's not even trying to train troops this time. Still no siege leader from our subject. What a dummy. We don't even have military access over there. I guess we can cancel military access to this guy. Saves a couple Diplo points. Do we want to march up there? How much work would it be to get military access? I have to get military access through Milan and Tyrol, and then we can get onto a level 1 fort that has, like, no wealth and no real infrastructure, less than 300. And we can get to Goriza, coastal, 75 ducats in loot, 300 ducats in infrastructure. Honestly, it doesn't seem very appealing to me. Sibling rivalry. Lose 25 Diplo power, investigate and intermediate. I can just white piece Bologna? Just knock this guy out? How far would he be from doing that if I asked for it? Negative 35 reasons. I don't really particularly want to loot this, do I? Foreign students income, tax income to 6. See, I want that. 250 ducats in local wealth. And how much in infrastructure? 1600. These two icons should be like always in the same spot and always adjacent to each other. No, I think I want to siege that. It's inlands, level 3, yeah, but like... Oh, nice. I want to loot him down. Oh, nice. William, thank you for putting that together. Appreciate it. Alright, toggle view loot pool. We have 29 ducats in loot. We're gonna get a whole lot more if we actually siege down these other participants. I think the easiest thing to do is gonna be to ignore Bologna for now. In fact, if we just finish the siege, then I could... Well, he has an actual fort here, no? No, it's not technically a fort, even though it's his capital, so I can demand lands. This war's gonna go well, I think. We're gonna get quite a bit out of this. Whoa. They have much better Diplo tech than I do, it looks like. Same vanilla combat width. We have more ships than they do, so 6 versus 4 should do well. Yeah, we've already knocked one down. We're fine. Okay, so we knocked down that fort. These guys are going to head over to here for now. We're going to cancel military access through this guy. Putting us at 7 out of 5 again. Might as well take admin tech as well. I don't want to gain piety. And we finished the integration of Nice. Alright. That was the other thing that I wanted to do. And now I am going to officially wrap it up, because it's already midnight. So we'll wrap the war up in the next session, which will probably continue either... Probably Thursday. It's probably not going to be tomorrow. Keep in mind that we have the thing. So now that we're done with the integration, before I forget, I'm going to disinherit. Goodbye, kid. Sorry. I want your mom. Your mom, Mare. She's amazing. I want her to rule. For at least a little while. Uncertain succession has happened to us. It's true. We do have an uncertain succession, I agree. Okay, so we have new lands. The total sail speed requirement is 7. Send most of the boats away to go privateer in Venice and make us some ducats. We still don't have any loans, thank goodness. And we've inherited these 2 provinces, which are still controlled by the greater nobles. We're waiting on our calculation of speed or something. Communication efficiency. Much better. 9 monarch points is better than whatever. Strong claim still. Age 0. We have a chance to take advantage of the consort. So many of these provinces are so tiny you can't even click on them. Man, attrition's kind of rough. Stupid disease outbreak. Painful. Nice. Water shortage is great. Okay, loot pool. We're at still 49 ducats. Not a huge amount of loot available. It's a very poor area. And we also have the loot policy. Nice. So we've taken the fort. Now we can do one of 2 things. We can either go loot up here, because this province has a fair bit of loot. It's only level 4 fort. There's... what was it? No, it's not that one. It's this guy. Bologna's got 250 ducats of local wealth and 1,600 ducats of infrastructure. I want to pilfer the renowned university. Actually, I wouldn't mind just vassalizing this guy. Can we even do that based on his location? Doesn't say anything about not being allowed to do it, so I think this is a good option. We should do this. We should go occupy him and then vassalize this guy with the renowned university. He has claims on Ferrara. Ferrara is allied to Mantua, Montferrat. We could totally beat them. What about Gorizia? No claims? No, he's got a claim over here. We could totally separate piece this guy for 40 peace offer. Turn him into a subject. It seems like the way you grow in this patch. This mod. Okay, with that in mind then, I'm going to, before I forget, at least do the little bit of work of getting my armies to march. Rats. Oh, excellent. We have military access through all kinds of... Oh, crap. We actually already have access through Tyrol. Whew, okay. So even though I can't ask Tyrol for access because of this ridiculous 30 relations, I already have access through Tyrol. Fair enough. Alright, one last thing, and then I swear I'm going to take a break and wrap it up here. I'm going to cancel the military access path behind us, under our relationship limit. We're going to want to detach a siege that can blockade 6. There are only 2 transports on their side, so we're good. Level 2 fort. We'll detach 2 infantry. Well, let's detach... Yeah. You got 4 troops total. I think we want to... Let's do a forced engagement, a good engagement. Because the game's going to deploy the troops a little bit funky. Okay, so we can easily engage his 3 stack. What we're going to do is we're going to detach the cav and force them to arrive late by 1 day. So that hopefully, although Saluzzo is also contributing 2 troops that are going to arrive, he may end up blocking my men, my cav, from engaging. Nope, okay, they did manage to find a spot. Excellent. That's what I want to see. Stack wipe. Land fire damage. It's kind of useless at this point in the game, isn't it? Bologna still has army. But we are done with all that. So we take some 4 troops over there and 2 troops over to here. He is attached to me, right? He is. Let's take the attached army then to the south. So we'll grab these guys, shift consolidate. I want to take these 2 plus my leader over to here. I want to take this army over to here. Burgers gain loyalty. Sweet. I don't know why we didn't really seem to get any real negative effect from that, but being at 29 loyalty that whole time. A little bit of a concern about money. I guess we're going to have to stop funding education a bit. You know, the whole 2 ducats. Man, I don't know that we can afford to pay this guy right now. Or pay for the fort in our capital. I want to pay for less reinforcement. Wow, they've actually amassed 421 ducats already. They make a lot of money. So, gain 2 prestige and 50 ducats. And we get reform tensions for a while. And for quite a while, we get a tech cost discount. That sounds awesome. It's a great time to make some money. Turns out I probably could have afforded the advisor for a bit longer. Okay, we got our blockade in place. We do. We have a guy working on the easier siege first, because it's probably going to fall faster. 24-day siege ticks. Versus 15-day siege ticks. Okay, I kind of feel like the guy should be in charge of the other one then. Oh, we've lost military access through Austria. Alright. Okay, well, we'll finish this war up in the next episode, in the next session, next stream, whatever you want to call it. Oh, this is fun. I like this mod. This is a lot of fun. I enjoy it. That's why I'm playing still at midnight, so... Alright, I gotta go. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you Thursday. Make sure to submit your questions to the forum if you want to have them answered by the dev team on Thursday afternoon, Thursday night. See you in a bit.